Wait.
What do you call it if not a GIF?
GIF.
A GIF. Although, I watched a news thing. It's from the creator. It's supposed to be GIF, but I don't.
He
I
says
don't,
GIF, but it stands for graphics. It's a hard
Yeah.
G.
yeah, I don't believe in the hype. I'm with you.
Maybe he says graphics too. Like,
Yeah, yeah. Hello everyone. We're back with Shade and Cinder. However you like your GIFs, your GIFs, or your GIFs, we have them here. Check the tweet, the Twitter. We're on there as well. PH, glad to see you. We started quite well, still late, but earlier than yesterday. So I'm glad we caught you before to tuck you in with a lovely lullaby by Derek Sword. And so yeah, we're back with Shade and Cinder, our Eberron D&D 5e campaign. And Love Songs, what's up? Mint, good to see you again. Glad everybody's here. Let's do the list that I was persuaded to do. So all the checks that I was supposed to do never happened. Let's see here. So yeah, safety tools in place. We discussed those before. Those still apply. Schedule. So yeah, here we are. It's Saturday, as Jillian noted in Discord. It's Saturday on the calendar and here on Stalwart Initiative. So we're back, and we are here currently 3 days a week. So Saturday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Fridays are our community one-shot days. Just had a lovely one last night with Mint Magician. Thank you for coming out, man. It was great fun. I'm sorry our characters are such assholes to your wonderful character, but maybe next time you can be an asshole to us, and it'll help you in and out. So you can find us here on Twitch, also on YouTube. If you're interested in D&D content, please subscribe to our YouTube, Stalwart Initiative on YouTube. I want to try by the end of the year. I'd love to get 1,000. I know it's a stretch. But I'd love to get 1,000 subscribers so that we can get our own YouTube channel. So you can put YouTube/Stalwart Initiative. Now it's YouTube/ bunch of numbers and letters. But so I think the magic number is 1,000 subscribers before you can get your official address. Also Discord. Check out our Discord community. We run one-shots out of there, our Friday community one-shots, as well as a bunch of miscellaneous stuff right now. We're trying to get a fucking Naruto game together. Maybe con Strider into helping us host some kind of Naruto game, so that should be pretty exciting. Let's see, what else? Yeah, any other news channel-wise I'm reading slowly. So yeah, I guess that's about it for the channel. As far as the community, I did describe the Discord. Also, the TTRPG communities in a whole. A lot of people right now are being impacted by the virus stuff. So if you can help support your community people, like DM's Guild authors, also artists. We have community artists that all our donations either go towards like our community artists to get us art assets and other things, as well as, well, I guess for the greater TTRPG community, or TTRPG, wow, holy fuck, TTRPG community, sorry, just woke up a little bit ago. We have, right now we're doing donations for Eberron Rising from the Last War, the book, to get our players. So all our players and all our games will have access to the Eberron book. It might be useful for Derek, and I suspect we'll be leveling up a couple more times, so we'll be gaining features out of there. Yes. I got the hard book too, but it doesn't do me much good in Roll20. So yeah, any that stuff goes back into the community, and yeah, what else? So let's hop around and introduce our players. Something happened. I don't know that notification. So Trell, hey, Trell's here. What's up? Hype Train. That's new to me. But it sounds awesome. Let's go around and introduce our players as I try to figure out what the fuck that is. Thanks, Trell. Whatever it is. Thank you so much.
Got some bits is what it is. You got 100 bits.
Thank you so much, Trell. Jillian, can you introduce yourself and also Mourning to us? Who are you going to be playing today?
Hi, I'm Jillian, Jillian of Midgard, Jill of Midgard on Twitter. I'm playing Morag. She's a half-orc, half-elf warlock whose patron is a powerful coven of witches, and she is ready to eldritch blast the hell out of some warforged monstrosity today.
Ooh, a Warforged monstrosity. You know, I thought, personally, in Midge's opinion, I thought it was lovely. Warforged. What are they, Derek? Titans? Warforged Titan? Is
They're
that what we're
Titans,
facing?
yeah.
Okay. Yeah, big ass Warforged. But you're right. It is a monstrosity. I mean, I'll agree with that.
It's a construct.
Right.
Yeah. Well,
We said kill, I said how hard.
and it doesn't have to be alive, though.
Yeah.
Though I'm sure the lack of soul is probably sad on your part, on Morgan's part. Speaking of lack of soul, let's move down to Nate.
You know me so well, pal.
Yes, I'm getting there. Yes. Yeah. So, Nate, can you introduce yourself and Cyrus to us today? Thank you, PH. Thanks, buddy.
I'm Nate. I'm playing Cyrus Alderman, who actually has multiple souls, I think, if you count Hans under his control. He is a knight of Karnath and a paladin. He controls his little undead buddy and is leading this ragtag band of adventurers into battle with Mechagodzilla, basically, as we established earlier. He is trying to show up someone he looks up to, Icar the Black, right now. So he's hoping to do well in this battle to make this guy eat some of his words about what he said about the party earlier.
Yes. Yeah, we can't have this MFer win. It's not going to happen. But who we can have win, we can slide on over and have Kay win. Kay, can you introduce yourself and Rami to us, or Ramiel, to us today?
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Kay. I'm at ironic_cupcake on Twitch and Twitter. Yeah, I'm playing Ramiel today, or as I just started calling her Rami because, you know, 2 letters, who needs those? She is a divine soul sorcerer, and I like how her character is starting to develop. She's getting a lot sassier now with her little, like, Nathaniel necklace, and it's great. I am ready to fuck shit up. I have a spell ready that I've never actually cast ever before in all of my years of D&D. So, and I feel like I'm just excited to say the phrase. So I can't wait for my turn in initiative to get there to fuck shit up.
Ooh, I'm anxious. If you're that excited about it, I'm excited about it. And I'm excited today. Hi, I'm Kyle. I'm excited today to return as Midge, the gnome alchemist artificer. And yeah, he's excited for Ramiel to fuck shit up. Unfortunately, he's not invisible anymore, so he's not excited to get his face smashed in by a giant Mechagodzilla looking mofo. But that's okay. That's okay. He's got his big meaty Mr. Cyrus and his Warforged buddy, and of course he could always push Pondus in front of him. Oh, he can't. Fuck, Pondus is riding with Morg on the broom.
I feel like he's up there screaming.
Yeah. But who knows? So yeah, I think we're gonna do very well in this ordeal. And speaking of doing well in any ordeal, Derek, you want to take us away, buddy? It's all you. Introduce yourself and do your thing.
Yeah, let's sail away on a ship made of words. Hi, everybody. I am Derek Sword. I'm DSword16 on Twitter, Twitch, and Discord. That's the other one. I do a whole bunch of stuff. I'm on Uncanny Adventures every other Tuesday. I'm here every Saturday, and I'm also the co-host of the podcast Monster Crush. We'll talk all about that later, because we are dead in the middle of a battle with, as has been mentioned before, a huge construct called a Warforged Titan. It's not the biggest Warforged that are made, but it's significantly large. It is as big as most giants get. So to kind of paint a picture, because like I said, we were right in the middle of combat when the last session ended. This thing is defined as huge. It has one arm, which culminates in a massive axe blade, which it is used to sweep attack several times. It has another arm with a piston-like hammer fist. At this point, the Titan itself is carrying 2 different undead soldiers, both in service to Icar the Black. Dead Mick and Less Dead Vic, I believe, were their names. So they are both still aboard this this construct. Yes, culminating around the construct's leg, its left leg, are a swarm of mephits, which were summoned by Rami, and she has effectively, I guess, melted that leg and made it almost useless at this point. Around its legs and attacking it with a decent amount of success are Cyrus, Hans, who is Karnathi Undead, the Tanaruk, who Morag did learn its name last time and therefore actually has a significant better chance of maintaining control over this demonic orc. And I think that's all that's around the legs.
And Whistler.
You're right. Yes, thank you. Whistler as well. Have all been attacking around its legs. Midge, using his Deck of Illusions, summoned a Night Hag and has been kind of using that to make it seem like the hag is casting the spells he actually is. And even though he's not invisible, has been using the hag to still maintain a level of hiding. Morag has taken to the skies along with Pondus on her Broom of Flying and has been casting spells from above. And Rami has kind of been standing back as well as another spellcaster. I believe that is the setting of the battle. You are in once again a large arena with the screaming citizens and cheering citizens of New Sire kind of supporting one side or the other with a press box essentially, even higher above, connected to the fortress, and that's where the Prince Orgrev of New Sire sits with several other fancy-looking people, and Icar the Black is in that box as well.
There's some people supporting the like giant monstrous machine and two undead over us.
You gotta
Maybe we're not as popular as we thought, guys.
Hometown crowd. Hometown crowd. We're gonna.
Yeah, I mean, there's no reason they'd have to pick one side or the other. Both of you have undead technically.
We're
I
a
mean,
bunch of like living, breathing people, though.
one of you summoned a night hag. I'm just saying, there's two forces. This is WWE, and sometimes you got to support the heel. All right, so
we haven't established which side is the heel, though. Are you saying it's us?
I think that's. I think we'll find out here in a bit. But I did maintain order here, so we are. Let's see here.
Let's get some music.
That's it. Okay. So Morag, you were at top of the order. So, what would you like to do? Like I said, this Titan is looking pretty rough. The two Karnathi Undead have been firing from their longbows with some protection provided by the Titan itself, and they are completely unharmed. You're muted, Joe.
So much to manage. Hello, it is I, Morag. With Terry being bound now more securely to me, I will now turn my offensive Eldritch Blast on. I think since I get 2 beams, I'm going to try to fire at the Skellingtons.
Sure.
So we will do 1 blast at Skellington A. You decide which one that is.
Okay.
Jack. I love Jack Skellington.
Gotta go down. Did that? Yeah, they have cover, right? That might have missed.
Yes, that does miss.
All right. So Skellington B. Pondus, I might have to fly us a little lower. I can't get in there.
I feel like he's like clutching you so tight you can't operate.
Yeah.
Go a little bit, Pond.
Yeah, he's trying not to crack your child bones.
Yeah, that's what I was just gonna say. If you break my augury bones, man, I will pitch you off this broom. All right, so with that disappointment, I'm gonna be like, "Come on, Taraxis, maybe sharpen those teeth up and take a nice big bite this time." He hasn't been doing very well, so we'll see how he does.
He's gotten a couple of hits in.
Yeah. So he goes forward, bolstered by my. Okay.
There he goes. All right.
Yeah. Somehow his teeth penetrated.
An add 4 to that damage because he's within my aura.
Ah.
All right, so Terry Thraxis goes for the leg that the Mephits kind of melted, and surprisingly, using his orc demon teeth, tears off a big hunk of metal sheeting from this thing's thigh, essentially, and exposes a lot of the less protected wires and mechanics beneath.
And let's see if he can use that great sword to get in there and wreck it a little bit more. So he takes a second attack. Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Gets that in there. And his
Another 4
teeth did
damage
more
on top of that
damage.
too.
Yeah, I will say, is he attacking the same leg, or is he going to attack the other one?
I'd say that he probably is attacking that same leg, bites open that plate, and then just jabs the sword in there and kind of wiggles it, you know?
Yeah, as he does so, the leg begins, the pistons within kind of begin to seize, and a large portion of the leg actually breaks off, and this thing is now prone as it kind of topples forward and tries to use its hammer-like hand to maintain some sort of upper position. But yeah, its movement is now knocked down to 0, and we'll say actually at this point the 2 skeletons, the 2 Carnathi undead, kind of spill forward from their protected positions and are now on the field as well.
Nice. Well, now comes the fateful moment of resistance as Terry gets to try to save against domination.
Okay.
You have advantage, right?
Except
Or he has disadvantage.
he has magic resistance, so it's going to be a flat roll.
Okay.
So, oh crap. Is it? I think it's charisma. Shoot, I should have double checked that. I'll check it in a second. I'm pretty sure it's charisma.
So
Terry,
Terry going full heal, joining the other team. Not necessarily. He's his own thing, right? Like he just kind of
Yeah.
goes wild.
So when he breaks free, he attacks the nearest non-demon, demon.
Yeah, he's basically just his own team. There's 3 teams on the field now.
Terry. But then I also need to roll a d4 to see, because he'll pop out of existence in 1d4 rounds.
Okay.
So let's roll that. So 3 rounds until he's gone. So he's got 3 rounds to act on his own.
Are there some people in the audience cheering for Terry now?
Yeah.
The crowd actually, when they see kind of the leg come off, you do actually hear this crowd kind of goes silent for a second. There's one guy who goes, "Yeah, fucking get him, Terry!"
He's wearing an "I Love Terry" T-shirt, like somehow.
Right.
He's selling them. Yeah, he's making them like with a Sharpie in the stands.
I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be mad because he didn't buy my "Fuck Pondus" T-shirts when I was out peddling them before the fight. Damn it!
Alright. So he's free. He's his own guy now. Maybe he'll take pity on us. Maybe he won't. The DM gets to decide, and that's our turn.
All right. So now it is Midge. So Midge, you have control over your illusory night hag, which hasn't been. I think the Titan determined with a swipe, but it's not that smart, and the Carnathi undead haven't figured it out. So you have the night hag, and you also have Ahab to worry about as well.
Okay. Yes. So I have Ahab is still attached to my back. Kind of have it in that like slotted backpack thing, and I still have the flaming sphere sitting between the 2 undead right on the whatchamacallit, on the Titan.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Because that's what I made it look like. I made it spawn from the night hag. Made it look like she cast it. So I still have that in. I think I control that with a bonus action. So I'm kind of leaving Ahab on the back so I can get the mileage out of that sphere. Well, let's see here. I think I'm going to. I don't want to play this illusion card too deeply because I want to get actual actions out of this. So, as anyone, as I look around, Cyrus, does that Cyrus or anyone look extremely injured from that swipe earlier?
I took a pretty big hit from it.
You took a pretty big hit. All right, I am going to, in that case. Oh fuck, Derek, I forget what 2 things I rolled for today. Damn Artificer and all your beautiful decisions. I forget what 2. What are they called? The concoctions. The elixirs.
Oh,
I rolled at the beginning of the day. I need to make something to track those.
yeah, I was gonna say I can't remember myself.
Yeah. So what I'll do with that being said, I will run over quickly. I'm imagining I'm like 15 feet or about 15 feet from Cyrus.
Sure. Yeah.
So I'm gonna run up and burn a level 1 spell slot to quickly, as I'm running up there, pull open the side of my little cloak thing, and I have my alchemist kit in there, and quickly
And
mix
your
up
fake
a couple.
Rolexes.
Yes. Hey, want to buy something? No. So open that up, grab 2 of the containers, bite one of the cork lids off with one, dump it in the other, and then put my thumb on it, shake it up. I take a look at it to assure that it's what I want, considering I'm going to use a spell slot. This isn't one of the free ones, so it'll be what I want, and I'll make it the healing one. I'll come over and, Mr. Cyrus, this is that shit. This is that good shit. Take a drink, and dump it in his mouth. And
Is it lemon lime or grape? I told you lemon lime only. The grape tastes terrible.
That's fucking grape. Deal with it. Dump it in there. Oh shit, never mind. I'm sorry. It's grapefruit.
Oh, I hate grapefruit.
I'm sorry. It's the battle. It's the heat.
It's very much like a professional athlete. Cyrus just like opens his mouth
Yeah,
and
right.
just gets some
the
Gatorade squirted.
ball.
Yeah. Can't be troubled with using his hands to do it while he's in battle.
I feel like it was like carbonated and he shook it up and it just like sprayed into my mouth.
hosed you down like a coach. Let's see here. How about... Wow, it's been the first time that anybody's actually used one of these, so let me hop in here with my alchemist feature. And that's not it. Sorry, guys. I'm a horrible player. Who would have thought? Okay, 2d4 plus my intelligence modifier, 5. So 2d4, go ahead and roll 2d4 plus 5, Cyrus.
You want me to roll?
Yeah, sure.
11 total.
Since I sprayed you in the face with it, I might as well let you get something out of it and roll. And yep, I'll burn my spell slot to do that. And then I will use the last 10 feet of my movement to go back towards where I was standing behind everyone. And I'm going to, kind of try to make it look like the hag is... Actually, I think she does her own thing for real. I don't think I can control what she does, but try to make it look like she's controlling the ball again and have it burn brightly between sitting on the back of that creature and burn the 2 undead. And that will be another... I think I just rolled the thing again, right? Another 9 points of fire damage for all 3 of them.
Okay. And actually, that's true. I realize that now. You had already done the fire damage, so to say that the Carnathi undead were untouched was not true. They had been burned before. All right. So then
I've been burned before. It's difficult. Yeah, and that's my turn. That's
okay. So anything for Ahab? Or are you keeping him?
I can't. I had to use
Okay.
my bonus action to
Gotcha,
use the
yeah.
fighting sphere.
Okay, so it is Mick and Vic's turn, and they have stowed their longbows and drawn their long swords. They're going to make 3 attacks each. They are going to target the Tanaruk, and they are going to target Cyrus. So the first 3 are going to target Cyrus. I'm guessing none of those hit.
Nope.
And then the next 3 are going to target the Tanaruk.
His AC is 14.
Okay, so 2 of those are going to hit.
They get, if they're within melee of me, they'll get +4 to their damage. So.
Okay. So 28 points of damage towards the Tanner.
Okay. And if they are one of them got up adjacent to him, he can make an attack back. Because that was a sword attack, right?
It was.
Okay, so he will take a great sword attack at the last one that hit him.
Okay.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Alright.
All right.
He still gets the +4 damage, even though he's not on my team anymore.
Good job, Terry. You're the best.
Mama loves you.
All right. It is now Whistler's turn, so I should actually have his.
I gotta get my calculator out to figure out how much hit points he has left now. He stands at 45 hit points at the moment.
All right. So Whistler is going to make an attack at the Titan with his vicious war pick, and I am going to take Whistler's attacks down to just 1 because that feels more balanced. So he's going to try to hammer at this thing, even because it is prone, and he does have advantage. He is not able to pierce through the Titan's armor, and it is Remy's turn.
Get it?
Okay.
What you got, Kay?
More methods.
Well, we got all.
Okay, remember, he talked all that shit for the game. Come on.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited, and I have to play into the inherent chaos that comes with sorcery magic. You know. Do the methods go like? I know they're like associated with my turn, but do they go like before me, simultaneously, after me? Does it?
I believe they have their own turn. We can say for flavor they can go before or after. I'll leave that up to you.
Okay. I am gonna want them to go before because they might very well die.
Okay. All right,
Not your babies.
They're little fire bastards. They have never been my babies.
You have
Wow.
six fire methods.
I have 6, yeah.
Says the
6
bastard
magma methods.
herself.
Shut up. You shut up.
Everyone's abusing their children in this session.
Yeah, I'm going to have them all 6 of them. I'm going to have them use their fire breath ability. So the method exhales a 15-foot cone of fire. Each creature in that area must make a DC 11 dexterity saving throw, or take 2d6. So and they're all going to be commanded to just aim it at in such a way at the skeleton guys and potentially because the Titan, it's called a Titan.
Mm-hmm.
That thing's still alive. It just is immobilized for now, right?
It has 0, I guess, leg movement. It can probably still drag itself if it wanted to, but it is prone at this point.
Alive.
And it's got a good deal of reach too, right?
Yeah, so we still need to fuck with it. We can't just like ignore it now. It's just gonna try to have them be commanded to aim in such a way at those 3, even if they need to get like in between like Cyrus and Whistler and all of them, just to kind of like use their fire breath that way. And they need to make a dexterity saving throw DC 11.
Okay, so you're targeting the 2 Carnathi Undead as well as the Warforged Titan?
Yeah, if they can all fit into the cone. Like
they will. It will also encompass Cyrus and the Tanaruk.
Definitely hit the Tanaruk if you want to. he's.
It's a really low dex save.
Can you even hurt the Tanaruk with fire?
Yeah, I don't think he's immune or
maybe resistant, but that's about it. He's not immune.
Nah, he's magic resistant, but that's about. Oh shit, he's fire resistant too.
Yeah.
So you can half hurt him.
I'm gonna go for it.
All right. Well, we'll say dex save for 2 Carnathi Undead. It'll be a 15-7.
So
How many
fails.
dex saves do we gotta make? You're doing it with all 6. Right?
It's all 6 of them.
How do you want to play that, Derek?
I'm happy with just making 1 general save, personally.
Yeah, they're doing it kind of.
That's all. Yeah,
together.
they're in
Assertedly.
tandem. They're all like kind of mooshing together.
We'll say that since they're doing it all together, the damage will be multiplied.
Did you say Terry is doing this too?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Damn
He's
it,
fucking
Terry rolls
fine.
so freaking good to save. It's so bad to attack.
Okay.
Damn it,
Terry's
So-
bad. You're a bad demon, Terry.
I'm gonna have to get myself a new demon.
All right. So
So-
what was the DC? Okay.
11. So
Okay.
one of the or 11 to take half.
Okay. So yes, one of the Carnath the Undead succeeded. Cyrus succeeded. The Tanarch succeeded, and
Crit.
but yes, you got a Carnath the Undead and a Warforged that got hit pretty hard.
Okay. So all 6 of them are doing it. Should I just roll the damage like 12? It does 2d6, so should I roll it as 12d6 and then we can cut it
Yeah.
in half where applicable?
Go
Okay.
ahead and do that.
Yeah.
All right.
Wow, you rolled so high for that.
That's a lot more than I was expecting them to do.
So 22 is the half.
22 is the half. Yeah.
And then if Terry is the resistant, then we have that again.
I don't know
yes.
how resistance
So it would be
He's-
11 for him.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. Well,
Cyrus,
you have.
are you doing okay?
His eyebrows are gone, just like burnt off.
Guys, I still have my turn and it's gonna get bad.
I'll rub some balm on them then, sir. Don't worry.
Midge is an excellent balm rubber. Highly endorse his skills.
Hey, you incinerated both of the Carnath the Undead.
Yay!
There is naught but ash and melted metal left where they once stood. The Tanaruk kind of looks around confused because there was something that just hit
Yeah.
him, and he barely felt that. And the Warforged actually got hit pretty fucking hard too. It is almost completely melted to the ground. It still has a level of movement to it, but it's very shaky. And this thing, if it is literally on its last leg. So what do you have left for your turn, Kay?
I'm gonna cast Fireball.
The old standby.
All right.
And I'm gonna try my best to help Cyrus. I'm gonna use one of my meta magic and Whistler. I think that's all that's down there that would be in range. My meta
And
magic.
Hans.
Yeah, there's
And
Hans
Hans.
too, unless you
And-
want to just.
And if
Wipe
Midge is still
everybody
in the
out.
way, I can help him too. I can make sure they automatically succeed their
Okay.
deck saves.
I should be out of there.
Let me see. I've never cast Fireball before, and I was very excited. To cast
Oh, so
Fireball.
that's what you were so hyped
Yeah,
about.
I was
Okay.
so. I've never got to say I cast Fireball. That's just like the trope thing. Okay, I'm gonna
Yeah,
cast
it's
it at a
like
4th
one of the
level
most
spell.
iconic
because-
Probably looks like
spells.
this probably looks like a carpet bomb followed by an A bomb. Midge's
Yeah,
eyes are.
it's-
Pull my goggles down. Ooh.
Yeah, they have to make a dexterity saving throw. And I can use one of my sorcery points to make sure that all of my friendlies, screw the Tanaruk, all the friendlies, and screw the
He might
methods,
not hate
because
us.
if the methods get hurt and die, then they explode again. So that's why I want them to take their turn first.
I think they're actually totally resistant to
Are they?
fire,
They
maybe?
probably are. They probably are. I was
They're
just-
made of it, I would imagine.
Should
I would
say
make
that
so.
stat block.
They're immune to fire,
Ah,
so it's no
okay.
big deal.
Okay.
They're fine.
All right. Well, let's have the Warforged Titan make a exterior saving throw with a -1. Yeah.
And did you
Yeah,
say
Kay. How
Terry, too?
does tell me about this fireball?
Mm.
Paint me a picture.
Well, Rami went into this incredibly angry at just oh, hold on, I'm sorry, I had his name just 2 seconds ago.
You're thinking of
Icar.
Yeah.
Yeah, she went into this incredibly angry at Icar. She got in his face the other day, and she's still kind of riding that just like sheer stubbornness. So she's just kind of being the stupid DPS bomb right now, and she has this moment of where she's just finally channeling like the most like pure amount of like raw magic she actually can. This is the most she's ever done, and I imagine kind of just in like a very like silly like anime-esque way. Her hair is kind of like floating up as she's focusing, and her dragon mark is glowing bright blue, and her eyes are glowing bright blue, just like when she's driving the airship. And she is going to, if she can catch Ikar's eye up in the press box, she just has the most serious stone-faced like look this little thing can possibly imagine. She's just going to point her hand as her semantic component and cast fireball down, and as with the airship, I imagine her fire that just comes raining down is also just a like cobalt blue, just crashing into this thing, just in a huge eruption.
Yeah. So yeah, with the methods, first off, creating very much like Kyle said, a rather significant explosion. This one dwarfed that. You absolutely catch Ikar's eyes. You can tell because the fire is reflected in them. As the dust and smoke settles and disperses, you see that everything that you targeted is gone. The Titan is still somewhat there, but parts of it have pooled into liquid metal. Other parts of it are completely charred beyond recognition. You see what you think, because it had kind of lights in the grill face that it had. And actually all that is just a remnant of the fire that you just cast as the light flickers out. The first row of this arena, the people sitting there have been anti-SeaWorld. As opposed to getting splashed, they are all missing their eyebrows.
They're in the fire splash zone.
Yeah.
This is the immolation zone.
The entire place is silent, as you've actually, in some parts of this sand arena, fused the ground into glass.
Oh, hell yeah.
And after a moment where everyone just kind of mentally catches up to what the fuck just happened, a roar just erupts from the entire arena. Everyone's chanting, chanting, Rami, Rami. Everybody's losing their absolute minds. Orgrev's on his feet. He's applauding as loud as he can, just really giving it his all. And even Ikar is just sitting there, kind of dumbfounded a little bit, like, oh shit. Oh. And Remy, as you're standing there with your new necklace, which allows you to have this semblance of communication with Nathaniel, you hear the voice kind of melt through you, and you hear, that was incredibly impressive. It reminded me of my mother.
He just threw his mother. Oh, God.
She was a massive flame as well.
She's just kind of slumps, like, that was exhausting. Just the whole effort of it, just... Are we done now? This is a little bit of crackling flame still on any little bits here and there in the arena. Just... Are we done? Did we win?
Does it look dead?
The music changed, so clearly we did.
Kyle changed the music.
Yes, there's no easy transition there. There's no like fade and in and out. Nope, it's just.
What's up with Terry? He's got?
Oh no, we're not done. We have to fuck Terry.
Yeah, he's got like whatever 3 times 6 is. 18 seconds of freedom.
Yeah, Terry. If Terry wasn't completely destroyed by the eruption of 8d6 fire damage,
wait, am I completely destroyed by the eruption of 8d6 fire damage?
You automatically succeeded on a save, and like I made sure all the friendlies in there. I can save up to like.
So we take like half damage still, right?
We'll play real cool on this one. Okay, this is
cool.
There was like also little bubbles of just like white around you guys as like it came crashing down. She made sure to protect her friends.
Yeah, literally the fireball that Kay cast, you see it actually forming around all of the allies on the field. It's incredibly impressive. And yes, this is Kay's first fireball. I'm not gonna kill an ally on this one.
Yeah.
I mean,
Alright.
that would be the most like fireball thing ever, though, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Next time. Next time.
Next time
Cyrus.
we'll kill some
Total
allies.
chaos.
We'll kill Cyrus next time.
Oh, good.
All right. Yes, Remy, you would definitely judge by the amount of applause and lack of movement and generally napalmed arena that yes, you are finished.
Okay. Or Derek, check Zoom chat.
I did see that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just making sure.
All good.
Okay.
Pondus, please stop squeezing so tight. I'm bringing us down. And I drop down to the bottom and kind of push off the back of the broom.
He jumps up. He's shaking. He's trying to stand. He goes, I hate it. Every second of that.
You are an academic, aren't you?
I like books. What's wrong with that?
Poor Pondus.
I'm gonna run up to Remy. Wow, that was so cool. That was the boom, and then the boom. There's so much fire. Was that Nathaniel? Did he do that? Did he shoot it out of you or something?
No, I did that.
Oh, holy hell! You could do that the whole time?
Yes, I guess. I had never really thought of it before, but I thought fire melts metal, so.
Actually, no. I'm kind of glad you didn't do it before on the train. Yeah.
That would have been bad.
it's like, oh wow, congratulations! And he looks over and sees Cyrus. Oh shit!
Poor Cyrus is just like charred.
Cyrus attempts to like do a big
Whistler.
like victory cheer, but his like lungs are scorched. They're like, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
Whistler walks up. Thank you so much for not melting me. I really
Are you
appreciate
okay,
that.
Whistler?
I'm fine. I'm better than he is. And as he points to the bubbling, T-1000.
That's T-1000.
Yeah, the Warforged Titan died with like a thumbs up there.
for Whistler there, but the grace of Ramy go you.
And you hear Prince Orgrev as he kind of announces, please continue your applause for our champions, and the applause kind of erupts once again, and the doors that you entered from open, and you see there's somebody behind, kind of like, come on, it's time for the next one.
He's got the big hook, like pulling
Yeah.
us with it.
Yeah.
What happens with Terry? Does he just go away? Is he mad? Don't go away mad.
He
Just
only
go
had 30 hit points left, so he might have gotten scorched out of existence.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, go ahead and roll those 8d6. We'll see what the
I
damage
cast it
is.
as a 4th level spell, so it's
You
nine.
get
Oh,
9.
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
You
Yeah,
would
like-
take half of that though.
So
Yeah,
Okay.
that's true.
so he still exists.
We gotta
He might.
stab Terry.
What probably happens is he turns and he like runs at us, and as soon as he gets up to take an attack, he like pops out of existence because his time's up.
Yeah.
Like whoa, 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 whoa.
Would we know that she lost control of him?
You probably wouldn't, and you
Because he
probably
didn't
wouldn't
attack any of
until
us.
yeah, he didn't get
I
a chance
did
to.
yell. I did yell.
So like,
He's a free man.
I feel like Cyrus probably thought Terry was coming over for like a celebratory
Right.
chest bump or
Chest
something.
bump.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, okay, and then like he just pooped out. Cyrus like, oh.
I kind of think maybe Terry did a bit of a Hulk thing. He was just continually smashing on the piled metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, totally raging out.
Splashing.
Just splashing in molten metal.
We're working on housebreaking him. Maybe next time he'll be a little bit more docile.
Well, I'm gonna heal myself a little bit.
Yeah, you
'cause,
probably should.
Yeah, I'm missing some
I'm-
health somehow.
You okay to do that, Mr. Cyrus? Do you need?
Yeah, I'll just lay on hands myself for 20. Should be
That's
alright.
good. If you guys are leaving, there are medics kind of in the arena area where you've walked in through that are standing by to attend to you.
Ooh.
Yeah, you
I
do see
didn't
that
take
they're.
any damage.
I
Yeah,
could-
you held back.
I could use I could use a
I was
massage.
smart this time.
That was
Uh,
the plan.
Yes, you do see that there are there's a small team of halflings that are all wearing the mark of House Durasco and are standing by with bandages, and one of them kind of has that very cleric-y, healy glow to the hands, and they all see to your wounds, should you have any, or just kind of rub
full
the
health
soot
then?
off of you. Yeah, we can say everybody's back to full health.
Do they have
yeah.
that like that sunburn stuff that's like blue with like the bubbles? Like that's what Cyrus needs.
Yeah, everybody's just a little red right now. Got that
The aloe vera.
Yeah, fireball
Some
burn.
aloe. There's aloe being passed out in the stands right now.
So there's another fight after us.
Yes.
I guess.
I give my empty blood vial to like one of the attendants and a gold piece. I'm like, if you could refill this for me after the next fight, I would really appreciate it.
Nothing we fought had blood.
Creepiest
so.
request ever.
Yeah.
This is not the
refill,
attendant you
like-
spoke to before, but they're like, do you want
Dead.
like,
They must be
spit?
dead. No, dead. Blood. Please.
Oh,
Yes. If there's fatalities, could you like just bring some into this
dead
vial
blood.
for me? Yes. Dead man blood. Woman blood. Equal opportunity blood.
Equal opportunity.
Humanoid blood.
Hashtag me too.
And I gave him a gold piece along with it. We'll see if it comes to anything.
You kind of hear him as he leans to the guy next to him. That was the weirdest vampire I've ever seen.
Yeah, vampires aren't like super rare or looked down upon, at least in Karnath, I think. They're like
Really?
Yeah, I think they're a thing. I'm not sure about that.
Oh,
but...
dude, do we get to meet a vampire?
It's rumored that the current ruler of Karnath may be a vampire.
Ooh.
But that's
Oh.
probably just bad press,
Slander.
Yeah. It's libel in print.
Yeah.
I learned that from Spider-Man 2.
Thanks, Marvel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
thank you. Thank you, Rami.
Okay, so yeah, if you guys want, you can watch the next fight, or you can
Well, we
go
have
back
to
to your-
rub
Can-
in our victory in Icar's.
Yeah, can they go up to the press
Go
box, like
there.
where the prince was in Icar? 'Cause that's where Remy wanted to go to.
Sure. Yeah, so you make it up to the press box. Kind of has like the curtain behind it. You make your way through that, and the attendant goes to stop you, then realizes who you are. Of course, champions, please have a seat. And some chairs are brought for you, which kind of sit behind Orgrev's throne-like seat. And yeah, there's a fight down in the arena now. You see that there's a small team of Warforged, which are fighting against some shifters of various kind of makeups. But there's you see that there's a very gazelle-like shifter, which is kind of running horizontally along one of the arena walls.
Wow.
They all have very gladiatorial style weaponry with nets and tridents and curved swords, all that kind of stuff. But yeah, that's what's going on below. That's where the attention tends to be. But when you walk in, Icar turns his attention to you and does kind of like a slow clap.
Cyrus is like still smoldering and like still can't talk right.
Don't
Like,
touch his armor; it's like gonna singe you.
red hot.
Smoldering like a model, like is Cyrus
No,
like giving him
like
a sexy
literal,
look? Or...
literal
Okay.
smoldering, like smoke coming off of him and like little
steel.
places. Yeah.
Alright.
He still can't talk right. His lungs are still like messed up, and he's like, "See, total victory. Told you we'd win."
Icar looks at you and goes, I had absolutely no doubt. You very impressive down there. I really appreciate you showing me how to take out one of those big tinker toys. We found that one when it was inert, so it's good to see fire does the trick.
I don't know. You might need specialized fire that only we possess on our team.
Sure, okay.
Mm.
And
You
he
can't
kind of looks
have
at
her.
Remy and he goes, he completely ignores what Morak just said. If you ever want a spot on Icar Salvage, there's always a spot for a good magic user, maybe even a pilot.
No, I'm just a kid. Remember? She's going to hold her chin up and just kind of like go past him and go like closer to Prince Orgrave and like sit like near him.
Sit on his lap.
Not sit on his lap. Just sit next to him. No.
I
Sit
ship
next to him.
We'll never see her again. Damn gold diggers.
She's a princess now.
Aw.
Get it, Remy.
Yeah.
No, she had her good, wholesome moment with him the evening before. She's gonna go sit next to him.
Hey, nobody knows what happened inside that room. All that we know is some maid said that you went in there at night.
Mm.
Ramy's always been a princess, just instead of like songbirds and squirrels culminating around her, it's
Just
just fire
methods.
elementals and
Hellfire.
methods. Yeah.
It's hellfire.
I could just see her like singing to her little methods as they hover about and like change her clothes for her and things like that.
Instead
All her
of like
fire
washing the
retardant
dirty
clothes.
it just like turns to ash.
Yes. Ramy is the pyro Disney princess.
She is.
Okay. Yeah. You have the fight in front of you now. Orgrev kind of turns to you and you sit next to him. Remy goes, "That was incredibly well done. I have something for you later. You are clearly the champion of that fight."
She
and,
smiles at him.
And yeah, what would you guys like to do with the rest of your day? They have a series of fights lined up throughout, and this is where most of the populace, you can kind of imagine just by the sheer amount of people here, most of the populace of New Sire is here at this time. Or you can chat with, I forgot her name, but the
Prudence.
yes, Prudence, the expert on the Mourning, or you can explore the fortress of New Sire, whatever you'd like to do.
Well,
Ramy.
now that Ramy owes Cyrus one, I'm gonna call in that favor. You nuked me. You owe me.
Okay, fine. I was gonna say I killed it. What do I owe you? No. Okay, I owe you.
Yeah. So Cyrus approaches Ramy. He's got his voice back mostly to normal. There's still some smoke when he talks. He says, Ramiel, I have an issue that maybe you would be best suited to help me with. Would you mind accompanying me into town after the fights?
Well, I mean, we can, unless you particularly want to watch the fights, Mr. Alderman. We can go now. I don't really like watching people hurt each other.
Fair enough. We can go now if you'd like.
Okay.
And so then
treat
on the
Cyrus like he's wearing a necktie at all times. Yes, Mr. Cyrus. Yes, Mr. Alderman.
yeah, why am I Sir and Mister to everybody here?
That's
Everybody's dad.
Yeah.
I'm the dad of the group. Darn it.
Cyrus wants to be the dead, but
no,
he's like
no,
the
no.
intimidating like office manager that
You know my
can
real
stop,
dad,
he won't
Cyrus.
let-
He wants to be the cool uncle of the group.
I don't care if you take me to
Lets
the
you
zoo.
try
I'm still not
drugs.
calling you dad.
Yeah, so I'll explain on the way that I'd like to pick up some souvenirs for my siblings. Yeah, and I think Ramy would be best suited to help pick them out because Cyrus doesn't know what a 15-year-old magic enthusiast would like. And
I was a 15-year-old magic enthusiast.
I feel like your tastes are a little different.
I don't think they
than
have a
mine.
hot-
ageless.
I don't think they have a hot topic in this city, so
Yeah.
I don't think
Cyrus
you're
is like, I'm not buying my sister like orc erotica.
Right. My sister would not appreciate child bones.
Okay, fine.
And then also, Cyrus has a brother who's 22, and he's a musician, a rather like famous cutting-edge kind of musician. Cyrus tries to explain what sort of music he plays, but it sounds like an old man trying to explain like to a teenager about newfangled music.
death
Pretty sure he
metal.
plays like rap, hip hop, country, rock, dubstep, or something like that. Whatever the kids are into these days.
Okay. So we're looking for kind of like practitioner shop and a music shop, yeah?
Yeah, or just
Sounds
like
about
some
right.
clothing articles. His
Something.
brother's birthday's in a couple weeks, and while he hasn't stopped by home in a long time, maybe he would for his birthday. So Cyrus is planning on sending the gift back to his parents to give to his brother, hopefully.
Okay. Let me see. I did have some stores written down here. While I am looking that up, is there anything that Morag or Midge want to do?
Did I get any blood out of my deal with? Were there any fatalities in the fight?
We'll say that yes, as this fight does culminate, there one of the shifters does get its head lopped off, and as its
Excellent.
body's being dragged off, you spot that one of the attendants is like holding up a vial to the splurting.
The arterial spray.
Excellent. Midge, my heart is still racing in utter terror at that hag that you summoned. That was pretty impressive.
Look, if it was a relative of yours, I am so sorry. I was expecting something else to come out. She was beautiful.
As hags go.
Yes, absolutely.
Is that an insult or a compliment? How does that work?
It's me answering a question so I don't get stabbed in my sleep. That's what that is. Yeah. Thank you.
Next time I will prepare myself. It was quite startling to see one of my potential grannies just bloom out of the ground like that.
Yeah, I prepare yourself for anything. I didn't know that was going to happen. So
Exciting.
it is. It's cool. I just really wish I could control how these things work. It was a gift from a friend, an old friend of mine, and I was really hoping I could pick what comes out of it, but I guess it's not really a picking thing. But I'll keep trying, and if I can like hone it down to one of your grannies and you're feeling homesick, I'll try to make that come out. And you don't want to hear me talk through her mouth, but we could at least give you like the hologram. I miss you.
In truth, I usually have to steel myself quite a lot before I talk to them. They're it's a lot to communicate with them.
Oh, it takes a lot out of you, or it just means it takes a lot to actually do?
It's emotionally draining, and they're quite scary. If you are scared of me, just double that by 10,000, and that's the terror that they invoke in others, including me who serves them.
Yeah. As soon as you said that, I'm like, wow, you're scared of them. That's pretty fucking scary. Okay, yeah, I can see why that bothered you. I'm sorry if that. I'm sorry. I had no idea.
As soon as I realized it was an illusion, we were good. It was fine. But yeah, I think both of us have some fine tuning in our spell work to do. I unfortunately lost control of the Tanaruk near the end there, and that would have been scary as well.
You did? You did? I didn't even notice. That's good. I won't tell anybody. Who knows? These it's hard to control everything you do.
I do not wish to hurt you or any of the other party members, and if I can't control the Tanaruk, then I might have to stop summoning him, because I do not want him to kill us.
I don't think he'll do that. That would take quite a bit. And from what I've been watching of your friend, if he is your friend, I don't really know if he can hit all of us in a single day.
It's hit or miss with him.
Yeah.
More miss.
For real, to your credit, if I was him, I'd be afraid of you, not the other way around.
That's the goal. That is the goal. I must dominate him more completely, and hopefully he'll submit a little bit more. But it's a process.
Okay. Yeah. I'll keep an eye out. Are you letting us know if you lose him, or do you just want to keep it on the down low? How does that work?
Yeah, I'll try to warn you, for sure.
Okay, because if so,
code orc,
code orc.
Look out, something like that.
Boy, those are deep.
Yeah.
I'm thinking if he gets out of control, I mean, I could help get him at least like disable him. That's not a problem. Cover him in sticky webs, or cover him in glitter bomb, whatever.
Once I stop concentrating on the spell, he'll have a few seconds of freedom before he is pulled back to the abyss. So it's not a long thing. We don't have to worry about him too much, but it is dangerous.
Oh, okay. So he's not gonna like run amok through the city and. Oh, okay. It's real short.
Yeah.
Okay. And now is it the same one every time? Do you pull the same one here?
I can, now that I know his actual name, it's easier to bind him to me. So calling him specifically again would be ideal, but I can call
Oh,
others as well.
okay. That's actually really good because if you can get him to understand that if he turns on you,
Hmm.
then it doesn't matter because he's just gonna get called right back,
Yes.
and you'll make him do weird shit like he can rub balm on Mr. Cyrus.
Yes, that is a terrifying prospect.
Yes. Well, you're telling
And we've
me.
circled back around to orc porn.
Yeah. You're
Demon
telling
orc
me.
porn.
I'm really sorry, Morg. It's actually very nice to get to talk to you. You're not as scary as I thought.
Washing my hair seems to have helped a lot, actually.
You're right. Yeah, the way that the blood matted your hair together really set it off. But yeah, you are you're very lovely, and yeah, it's wonderful to talk to you. But I really need to go speak to Prudence while we have the time here because we're going to be leaving soon.
All right.
But if you'd
Good
like
luck.
to get some tea and stuff other than blood and stuff and chat on the ship while we're finishing our journey, I'd love to do so. Sure.
Yeah. Good talking to you.
Yeah, it's very nice. Like very reluctantly, like pat her arm. Yeah, very nice.
Your hand is now poxed.
Yeah.
All right.
And Ron-
So Midge is on his way to see Prudence. Morig has agreed to keep her demonic BDSM on the down low. Yeah, we'll go back to Cyrus and Rami real quick. You have found two stores which would probably fit your what you're kind of looking for. For instruments, it seems like there's still a few people on the streets. You know, it's definitely not as populated as you saw before, but not everybody's going to the arena today. So by word of mouth, the best instrument store around is falsettos and fiddles, which isn't too far. It's upper class, so it is closer to the fortress. And as far as just kind of like miscellaneous goods, especially those in the magical category, there is Archwood Assortments, which is a short walk away as well from falsetto and fiddles. So which one would you like to go to?
I guess we'll start with the music store.
Okay.
Cyrus doesn't know what instruments his brother plays. His brother's name is Alphonse, but he goes by Alpho because that's his like artist name. He's like a edgy, brooding artist.
I didn't know you had any siblings, Mr. Alderman.
Yeah, my brother Alphonse is 22. He'll be 23 next week.
Oh.
He father always wanted him to be a knight like me, but the first time we saw him ride a horse, we knew that wasn't going to happen. But he used to sing. He used to sing our marching songs very beautifully and the national anthem, and then he kind of got into some more cutting-edge new type of music, and kind of struck out on his own. So he's been away from home for quite a while now.
Oh. Huh.
What about you,
Yes.
Rami? Do you have any siblings?
None that I know of.
Oh. They can be very good, and they can also bring you a lot of pain sometimes. But
Do you like
I-
your siblings?
yes, very much. My sister is a brilliant mage. She starts in Arcanix at the beginning of the fall, and she's the baby of the family. Everybody wanted her to like them the best, but everyone knows she likes her older brother the best.
You must be a good big brother then.
I try. It's hard since I've been away from home for these last few years.
You must miss them.
Terribly. She's grown up so much since I've been gone. You go through quite the change when you go from a 10-year-old little girl to a 15-year-old young woman.
Maybe you should try to go see her sometime or write her a letter at least.
It's probably safer for her if I stay away until I've completed this quest.
Oh, it would probably not be wise to bring her with us.
I don't know. I saw a young lady handle herself very well today. Maybe I was too quick to judge a young magic user.
Oh, um, that was probably just luck. I still wouldn't want you to risk hurting your sister, though.
What do you think about all this, Rami? This mission to the Mournland? Are you worried?
More so now that I've been learning about it. I didn't know much about it at all, or even the war before leaving for this trip. Um, but I I feel better now that I know we'll at least have the map, right?
Yeah, that'll help a lot. And honestly, I think you're more than capable of handling the danger. You've handled everything perfectly fine at every turn so far.
I I appreciate the sentiment, Mr. Alderman. Um, I mean, if you're a big brave warrior yourself, so if you think it'll be okay, then I'm sure that gives me more faith in the situation.
And you know what they say about bravery. Bravery is being the only one who knows that you're afraid.
Hmm. I suppose I hadn't heard of it like that before.
I knew a lot of young people around your age who I led into combat and war, and some of the bravest, truest people I knew were serving under me.
Was it scary?
It's always scary.
But you were scared, but that's okay.
Sometimes the fear can keep you safe. Um, Other times you just have to remember what you're fighting for.
No, what were you fighting for then?
My family mostly. The
Hmm.
chance for my people and my nation to raise our standing and reach new heights that we had always dreamed of. My nation's pretty poor. We're always rationing all of our resources. The commoners have it hard in Karnath. And so, as a noble person, we fight for them
Huh.
so that they can have a better life.
Huh. Things must be very different there than elsewhere in the world.
I hadn't known that until I started questing. But yeah, I mean, you go to Sharn and things are very different than they are in Karnath.
Yeah. Hmm. You're a lot different than I thought you would be. Um, I do not want to sound presumptuous or rude, Mr. Alderman, but I just kind of assumed you would be like some of the noble people from Sharn.
Nobility is a
When
little bit different in Karnath. We're not particularly wealthy, so we're very close with the commoners, and we know um, their needs come first. And so we spend all of our time trying to make sure that they don't starve to death. They have what they need, and that they're protected. And my faith is a big part of who I am as well. And the Blood of Vol teaches that it doesn't matter where you start in life, it matters what you do with it, trying to find the divinity within yourself. And so there's not really um, divisions between the nobles and common folk when it comes to my faith.
Huh. That is very interesting. I've not heard of a faith like that before. That sounds fair. How? I mean, there shouldn't be so much difference between people, I think.
Nobody wants to die because when you die, you go to a horrible place, and that's a goal that anybody can pursue of any standing. So we're very open that way, I suppose.
Huh.
What about your family, Remy? Do you think your mom's worried about you?
I am sure she is. I sent her a letter yesterday, and they said it would take a few more days still to get to her, but I'm sure she is very worried. I asked Morag when we were on the train if she could use her bones to check on her and make sure she was doing okay, but it came back kind of unclear.
Well, I think you're going to make it through all of this, and you'll get to see her again soon.
I just hope she's not giving Lord Merrick's too much of a hard time. I left all of the contracts and information there with her so she would have it, and I can only imagine what she's doing with that.
Merrick's deserves a hard time. Those dragon-marked houses are more trouble than they're worth. As I'm sure you know.
We scan back to Sharn and the dragon-marked towers. There, Remy's mother stands blood-covered over the body of Merrick's Decaneth.
Please don't kill Lord Merrick's.
that'll be our next campaign after this. We'll play the murder mystery of Merrick's Decaneth.
Yeah, she's breathing heavily as she wipes the foam from her mouth.
You sent my daughter to the where?
My baby girl. And then she has like a hag. She has one of Morg's hags patrons standing behind her. Ooh. Very good. Very good.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to ruin a beautiful moment. That's just, that's a personal flaw.
Remy, have you heard of Alpho and his music? Do you know what instrument I should get him?
Is he a particularly famous person, meta-wise, or is he not?
Cyrus, is he a particularly
Cyrus doesn't know. Cyrus thinks so because he's like he's probably met some of like Alpho's fans around.
Like super big in Karnath, right?
Yeah, like in some certain places maybe. I don't imagine him as being like the biggest, most talented music act around, but he's like very popular among a small set of people.
Can I just like?
Check?
Yeah, I was like, can I roll something?
Yeah.
See if Ramey's actually like starstruck that this is his brother. Yes, I have history. Let's do that.
I have a poster.
You have probably heard the name. There's one song, you can't remember all the words, but you can remember the hook to it, and you're like, yeah, that's okay. Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, Alpha. Yeah. Yeah, they opened for Dina Aguilera.
I'm just picturing the Friends theme song. Like, yeah, right, I remember.
Yeah, but who sang that? Like,
no one knows.
Oh, the Rembrandts.
That's right. Yeah.
Does that help us choose an instrument?
Sure.
Or,
yeah.
Like,
so
strings or winds.
Well, Remy, you would probably know that Alpha utilizes a number of instruments. That even though Cyrus's brother is the main singer, he also plays an instrument and then also has some accompaniments as well in the music that is more well known. So you would know that Alpha is a singer and also utilizes what is that called? A lute or a lyre stringed instruments, like you said, are very common for him. He's not a big drummer, and sometimes we'll utilize stuff like bagpipes or shawms, but those are the backup instrumentalists.
We'll have to get him a lute suit.
Yeah, lute suit, right?
Well, perhaps you should get him something for his instrument. Perhaps some nice a strap to hold it. Something that.
Hey, that's a good idea. He probably already has all the instruments he needs.
Mm-hmm. But something that will help him with the instruments. Something practical and useful.
Is there anything around the shop like that?
Yes, you walk into the shop, and a very happy, jolly-looking individual walks towards you and says, "Oh, welcome to Falsettos and Fizzles. I am Graham Honeyhill. What
I
can
expected this NPC to have a falsetto voice, Derek.
the
The name's
sorry.
right on the store.
It was my father.
Okay.
I sing with falsetto, but I speak as a normal person might because I'm not a lunatic. So, what can I assist you with today? Are you looking for a particular instrument, or are you looking for something to accompany an instrument? Are you looking for clothing to wear while playing an instrument? Something magical, something mundane?
Get a loot
maybe
suit.
some of the second there. We're looking for accessories or clothing.
Okay, we have a number of accessories for the individual instruments, depending on what you might be looking for. And the walls are lined with a number of instruments. There's counters, which behind the glass you see a number of what you would probably identify more as magical flutes and all different every instrument on the set. If you've ever been into an instrument shop, they're lined with saxophones, drum cases, and everything. So, but there also are a number of pieces of clothing. There's some more flamboyant kind of stage clothing. I think what you might get if you're an entertainer in that background. There also is some shift weave, and
Oh yeah, because Sire's like famous for that stuff, right?
yeah. So there is shift weave, which is a type of clothing that can have 5 different outfits, basically built in that will magically shift through. And there's also some glamour weave, which you all have as well, which gives what is it? And it adds a D4 to performance or persuasion checks while wearing it.
I think that'd be the best because it's like a souvenir of this like region, right?
Sure. Yeah. The glamour weave here is particularly identifiable, especially because Sire is known for its fashion. It has a very unique trim to it, and even the cut of it is very identifiable as being the peak of fashion.
Okay, let's do that. What do you think, Rami?
That would probably be the most unique thing he could get from here. I think that's a very good idea. It could be used for anything.
Okay.
I think he would enjoy it.
Wonderful. Are you looking for a cloak? Are you looking for a pair of pants that can perhaps look like they're on fire? A pair of hot pants? Hot. You're looking for a shirt?
Cyrus has like a PTSD flashback of being on fire. He's like, no, not that one. A cloak would be good, I think, because it goes with everything, right? You can always wear a cloak.
A cloak,
literally
or I would
do.
think some sort of tunic.
We have both. We have common and uncommon. Of course, there's the price difference between them.
What's the price at?
For an uncommon, it's 75 gold. For a common, it's 75 gold. For an uncommon, it's 175.
I think a common cloak would be good for him.
Common glamour weave, yes, very well. The 75 gold. Did you want this gift wrapped? Is this, or are you wearing it out?
No, please gift wrap it.
Certainly. All right. So he pulls one down. Of course, glamour weave itself has a very shifting nature to it. You all would know that. So they all kind of look the same, but even as he picks it up, there's kind of like a shift of color that goes through it. And he packages it up in kind of brown paper and twine packaging. We do offer some mailing services. I know a lot of people visit Usaya these days. We're hoping for more and more tourists, of course. Did you want this mailed in a particular fashion?
Yeah, I'll have it mailed home.
Where might that be?
The Alderman Estate in Cardiff.
Ooh, fancy boy. All right. Let's see. All right. So if we are going to do mail, we are going to send it through House Orion, and our mail pickup should be tomorrow morning. That should be an issue. And the mail is, I figured this out, 1 copper piece per mile, And I need to find a map because why not?
$1 million copper pieces.
Yeah.
Only in copper. Can't use gold. Just copper.
So that's about 500. All right. So 500 and all right. So all in all, we'll just round up 5 gold pieces in addition, so it would be 80 gold pieces, all said and done with.
Got it.
Wonderful. Thanks so much for your business. Please return to Falsetto and Fizzles. We do have open mic night. That's where we have our patron named Michael, who likes to come and just be open about his feelings, and that one.
Aw.
Same. He just talks about how things are going with him lately.
Very open.
Yeah.
Some people can't handle it.
Okay.
All right.
Let's check out the magic shop, Rami.
Okay.
So, without too much walking, you make it to Archwood Assortments. As you walk in, you see that this is much more general goods than the last store. The last store was very specialized, very niche. This store has weapons, cloaks. It's big box store, but not. But there's another human male, a little less jolly. He's standing behind the counter. There's actually a female goblin who is standing on the counter next to him. And he's leaning on the counter, and he looks up and goes, "Hi, welcome to Archwood Assortments. I'm Artorius Archwood. What can I assist you with today?"
My sister's beginning her studies at Arcanix, and I was hoping to give her a wish her well kind of gift.
Okay, yeah, we can do that. What are you thinking? You looking for something magic? You want to like buy her a cat?
Just a cat, just like a regular cat, and send it in
Mail
the mail to
the
her.
cat.
Yeah, we can do
That
that.
sounds bad. That does
I just
not
figured,
sound good.
when students go to Arcanix, they get to pick like, what is it, a cat, an owl, or a
familiar-
frog?
Yeah, right. To deliver their mail for them.
Or a rat that might actually be like a polymorphed man that tends to betray them several years into their relationship.
That sounds
You,
horrifying.
you got that in stock?
I mean, how much money you got?
I will get you a man if you want a man.
Well,
Do
I
a
will get you a
rat.
man in rat form.
Yeah, very specific tastes.
It sounds like something Morag would say. I'll get
Right.
you a man if you want a man. Make him look
I
like
can-
whatever you want.
We can pull it off. It's
Probably something that helps with her studies. Do you have any like?
I mean, we have a number of specialized wands or foci, depending on what your sister tends to use. Is she more of a wand or a staff person?
Shoot, I don't know.
Because we got a whole bunch of different woods. We got your Fernian ash, your Irian rosewood, Cathrealian manichil, your Lemanian oak.
Do you have anything
Arnhem,
specific
ebony.
to this region? It's kind of also a souvenir.
I mean, most of our stuff's pretty foreign. That's where the magic comes from. Let me see. Oh, no. No, a lot of it comes from like the extraplanar stuff.
Oh.
I mean, we can get you a wand made of something that says "I got this in New Sire." We got T-shirts that say I went to New Sire and all I got was a stupid tunic.
Mhm.
Well, perhaps, Mr. Alderman, again, you should find something that's also quite practical for her. I imagine if she's going to be going to school, she'll need school supplies, maybe some sort of quill that doesn't need to be redipped
Ooh.
in ink or something.
Do
or-
you guys have any cool quills?
We have a scribe's pen. It allows you to write on any surface, and you decide whether it's visible or invisible, but it's always visible to the person who writes it.
Oh, how much is that?
That's 120.
I don't have that much money.
I mean, it's like that because a lot of kids like to use it to cheat. They just like breaking it. They'll write all the shit on the board the night before. when they
My
have a
sister
test.
doesn't need to cheat.
All right, that wasn't saying anything about your sister.
What do you have in a 50 gold range?
A lot of mundane stuff.
That'd be good.
Get like a regular wand or staff, or you can just get her a sword. I mean, that always helps in life. You know.
I tried. She hated it.
Yeah, I get that. He turns to the female goblin who's just kind of been sitting there, and she's like, "Come on, push on! You gotta sell something."
Yeah.
You have a hat?
This guy's like a head
really
shop.
cool hat? Like a wizard
pointy.
hat?
No, when you say wizard hat, that sounds pejorative. I mean, like,
A magic user hat?
you mean like a pointy hat with stars all over it? Because yeah, we got that.
Yes, that's what we need.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, we got.
T-shirt
Yeah.
in the window that says "I love Terry" on it.
Yeah, and brand new.
We got those in just today. It's gonna be all the rage.
Yeah.
You heard about this Terry guy? Fucking maniac.
All right, so how much for like a regular hat?
That's like
pointy
10
with
gold.
stars on it.
Yeah, 5
Okay.
gold even. I mean, it's a hat. I mean, depending on how fancy you want the hat. We got like, well, okay, here. Okay, so she wants like kind of a cool fancy hat. We have this magic practitioner's hat, and then we can put in a feather from a dragon hawk, and that's kind of
Cool.
unique. Well, that's unique actually to Arcanix, but the dragon hawk actually belongs to Prince Orgrev, so it's from here. So it's kind of
Ah,
like
perfect.
yeah.
What do you think, Rami?
I think that would be very unique.
Okay. So how much for that?
10 gold.
Done.
He
Cool.
sold, he
Do
sold
you guys do
30
shipping as well?
of those.
Yeah, sure. What did we decide that was last time? Five
extra.
gold and additional.
Cool. Well, thank you very much, sir. Enjoy your goblin, I guess.
Yeah, no, she owns the place. I lost it. She still lets me work here, which is nice. But yeah,
You lost it in like a card game or something?
it was a thumb war.
you bet your magic shop on a
Oh.
thumb war
Yes.
against a goblin?
Listen, when you say it out loud, it sounds like a bad idea, but trust me, I was up, okay?
Goblins are known for their multi-dexterous thumbs. Their
Yeah.
whole hands are thumbs.
Did not know that. Yeah, it's like all thumbs, man. And normally it's like a bad thing, except in a thumb war.
Wow.
Oh,
that is the
sorry about that,
first-
buddy.
Man.
She seems like a nice lady to work for.
Yeah, and, oh, hey, sorry, Kay, I'm seeing your message. Is that
No, you're good.
Is that for you or is that for Cyrus?
That last one's for Cyrus.
Is
Okay.
Is it a dagger in the back?
No. It's another fireball.
Yeah, right. She's
And I
burning this
agreed
whole
this whole
shop down.
time. Yeah, actually, we actually have these for people who visit, and he kind of holds out what's essentially a keychain, but it has a kind of carved into it. It's a little wooden keychain. It has carved into it, kind of like the skyline of New Sire, and then on the flip side, it says New Sire. And then if you want, we can enchant that to have like your sister's name on it, so that everybody knows it's like her keychain.
You have to enchant it instead of just like carving.
Well, we used to have a spinner that had like everybody's names on it, but there's some weird names in Eberron.
Yeah,
And,
that would be difficult.
There's way too many apostrophes. like-
Yeah.
Like your name's Amdaxiel, but you spell it with 4 X's, and it's like, yeah,
We
I
don't
get
have
it.
that in stock. You don't have Amdaxiel with 4
Darn.
X's in stock on the spinning keychain thing.
It just became a hassle. You know, the spinner got up all the way to the ceiling, and even then, it was just, it was like, all we were making were, keychains. So anyway, yeah, no, here, this is, you can give that to her too if you want, like, something from here.
Ship it.
Oh, I do ship it, man. I'm totally into that Rami or Prince Orgrev.
So you've been reading my fan fiction I published recently.
Oh, we're gonna start writing some fan fiction.
You just shouted out the window of the castle. I mean, everybody's shipping it, man.
I ship Remy and Prince Overgrade.
Okay. And then I've got to write a couple letters, Rami. Would you like to accompany me to the post office? Maybe you should write your mother.
I wrote her yesterday.
Oh, that's right.
I think I might do a little shopping around 2, and I will meet you back at the post office, though.
Okay. Be careful out there.
I can take care of myself, remember?
Yeah, that's well established. He coughs up some smoke.
Kill anyone I like, remember?
I can kill anything.
Oh, great. We've
Terry.
We've got a teenager with like unlimited power running around.
Fucking edgelord, like.
All right. So Cyrus, if you want to make your way to the, I believe it's House Orion. That I know they deal with mail.
Thought there was a specific house that
House Civis that deals with. Well, no.
Communiques.
Yeah, they're the translators. I gotta make sure. That's why I made this handy dandy cheat sheet. No.
This is all just so you can use your cheat sheet. I know how much you love it.
I do. I love it so much. Yeah, I believe it's House Civis because they're the ones that have like speaking stones and all that kind of stuff. But House Orion is the one that actually delivers the mail. So yeah, you can go to the since there is no lightning rail that comes through New Sire as of yet. There is a still a road system that allows.
They got like a Pony Express.
They have magical. House Orion actually utilizes magical carriages as well, and that would be the kind of stopping point. So there's still an office kind of set up where House Civis and House Orion have a mail service, and yeah, you in the same way that we did in one of our first sessions, our second one. Yeah, you can go there and write letters and have those delivered as well.
Okay. So 2 letters, one to my parents to kind of update them on what's going on, and the 2 gifts I sent that'll be arriving for them. I probably mentioned something specifically about meeting Prince Orgrev and how even though he's like 2 years younger than me, he seems like 2 decades older than me. The weight of like responsibility has kind of crushed him, and it kind of helped me understand the responsibilities I'll have when I'm done with this quest, when then I return home and father retires and I sort of take his position as head of the Alderman family. And yeah, just kind of updating them on what's going on, about meeting Icar the Black, and that he was a jerk and insulted my companions, but I avenged that dishonor he visited upon us and managed to win in the arena, and that we're going to the Mourning, and just kind of general stuff for them. And then a letter for Cyrus's old girlfriend, Therese, that he basically enjoyed her family's ale the other day, and it made him kind of think of her, and that he's glad that the war ended so that her brother could get back to brewing because he's like a genius, and his newest creation was fantastic. And yeah, once this whole thing is over, Cyrus would like to see her again if she would be amenable to that. And yeah, just
Okay.
2 letters.
So all in all, 12 gold.
Okay.
For sending and also for the materials.
Supplies, yeah.
And yeah, and somewhere in Karnath, several days later, 2 letters are delivered, and tears fall on them both for different reasons. And Rami, where would you like to go shopping?
Wherever I can find all the things I was messaging you about.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
that's what you're okay.
Yes.
Okay. So,
You discharge me, whatever. Like.
She's got a black credit card. Just
Yeah.
let it go wild.
Okay. So you're in Archwood Assortments because that's, like I said,
I
it's
feel
more
like
of
I
a
could find.
yeah, it's
all
more of
those
a
things there.
general store, and it's also one of the stores that's open right now. So you kind of lean towards Vel the goblin female. She seems to be in the know, and you're kind of like, do you have this thing? I need like a thing for the thing.
This is, yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I think I can help you out. Let me see what I got in the back. All right.
Thank you.
And she goes in the back and kind of rifles around a little bit. I think what might be good for that. While I'm thinking of that, Midge, you wanted to visit Prudence, so let's do that.
Okay.
Jump cut to the basement.
Where they're
Why are you
jump
locking
cutting bodies up.
Yeah, why are you tying me to this? This is unheard of.
Wow, what's going on down there, Midge?
This is unheard of. Well, if she's going through bodies, I'm sure I'm just going to be another experiment.
Whoa.
Should stay with Morrig where it's safe.
She's tying you up and letting you experiment on her, huh?
Oh, she's too tall for me.
I'm not buying into this. Nope.
You don't ship it?
I do not ship this.
Yeah.
This ship sunk.
No.
All right, yeah, Midge, you make it back down. You remember your way to the basement. You rap on the door that has the arcane lock on it, and a few moments later, Prudence opens the door and she looks down. She goes, "Oh, yes, Midge. What can I do for you?"
I just want to take a moment while we're in town here to discuss a few things. I've had only a few minutes to examine the specimens that you gave me from yesterday, from the sire, whatever autopsy experiment you're running. I don't know what you want to call it, but
all those words are completely accurate. Yes.
Necropsy, because they're not humans.
Ooh.
One of them used to be.
Thanks, buddy. You're hiding like up the steps, like 3 steps up, peek around the corner. I know the term.
Your jar of blood just sloshing.
Yeah.
It's dead man blood.
Fresh dead man blood. I think there's something to be found here within the blood. The tissue hasn't so much yielded a whole lot of results. But initial findings within the blood, I think with enough study that we can take certain chemical bonds out of this blood and use it as a regenerative regenerative property. Sorry, I didn't have the formal education all y'all had, but yeah, I think there are regenerative properties within this blood that we can splice out of it and put into things that could be used for medication, for healing. I know that isn't that big of a deal now, but I'm just letting you know, so when we pass back through, I can confer this with you after we're done in Sire, and I obviously you're the one who gave me the specimens to work with, so you will be fully credited for helping with this, and maybe you and I can finalize something and release it to maybe help better the area.
Well, Midge, I mean, we absolutely. I don't need credit for anything. I'm doing this just to help the prince and hopefully reclaim his kingdom someday. That's what he hired me for. Regenerative properties. That's interesting. I had been so concerned about the chaotic nature of the magic within the Mournland and with the mutagenerative qualities of everything there. I would say, but don't test it on yourself. I wouldn't want you to grow an extra face or whatnot, and who knows where it would even grow. I just caution you. I don't think it's a bad idea. I would caution you and definitely see what you can decipher once you're in the Mournland. As far as I've been made aware, much of the magic there is ever present in every way of that meaning. That there are all magics everywhere, and they have become almost an invisible slurry of chaos. So I just be careful with that. That's all. But it like I said, it's not a bad idea, and I do look forward to what your experiments might discover.
Oh yeah. I have no intention. It's not near ready for humanoid trials yet, but I'm just letting you know that I appreciate you offering for free for me to be able to use these specimens that have been given to you. I don't have access to this kind of stuff back in Khorvaire, Sharn. So yeah, the fact that I'm getting this kind of material to work with is leaping me light years ahead. Almost as if I were to level up another level, I might be able to do something with it. So
you're speaking in riddles. What does that even mean?
Sorry, I'm sorry. I've been on the road for a long time. I've rubbed a lot of ointment. It's probably seeping in through my pores. But for real, I just wanted to stop by and let you know I appreciate your donation, and hopefully it amounts to something. Right now, the half-life of this stuff is super quick. And so I'm not getting much out of it. Hopefully we can find some more specimens in Sire. And
I have no doubt you will find specimens in Sire.
Yeah, but we got to kill it before it kills us. That's what I'm concerned with.
Well, to be fair, my lab is beneath the arena. I heard that, the boom, I don't know who made that, but whoever did, I think you'll probably be fine.
That was my friend Rami. Yeah. She brings the boom, as the crowd members were saying. So, yes, yeah. We're definitely fine. I can't get anything from mechanical stuff. So,
of course.
Yeah, but just want to let you know something to look forward to, and maybe something to prep for. So if you receive any other specimens, or if you are afforded a more help in your research of what's coming in from Sire right now, just to let you know, so that you and I guess you could pass along to Prince Orgrave, know that, hey, anything we find, we're not fuck, I have the notes somewhere. Igar, what the fuck is asshole dickhead face his name? The Black? What's Icar, there we go. We're not Icar the Black or his crew. The things that we find and the headway we make, sure, we have a mission, but helping people along the way is part of it. And we're not going to be stingy or sell you things that people can use to help them. So I just wanted to let you be aware of that, while there's not 1,000 prying eyes around to judge.
I appreciate that. Yes, my best advice to you, the one thing that I can give to you is, if you make it to the Argonth, speak with Caligo Kestio. He was the scholar that taught me. He is another on-loan scholar from Mulgrave University, but he has seen much more than I have, and being on the Argonth, he has seen up close. Whereas, and she points to the two-headed warg mutant. This was brought to me, as I understand from Kestio's letters. These come directly to him.
Oh, okay. Okay, so
that's
they were
the purpose of the Argonth. They defend the rest of us from these abominations.
Okay, so the Argonth would have also more things for us to work with. Okay, that's good. It's good to know. Excellent. Yeah, I appreciate the advice. I'd write it down, but I don't have a fucking pen. Yeah.
It's okay, Kyle. I'll keep all of it up here.
Well, you're up there. You're up there. Must not look like my fucking disaster up there, because
just type it into your bio on Roll20. That's where I've been putting all my notes.
You know what?
Also, using a pen playing D&D is an abomination.
I know, but
make no mistakes.
Yeah, it's
you're never getting those hit points back.
I just, you're right. Wow, thanks. Thanks, Nate, for the truly eye-opening, groundbreaking technological feat of jotting it down where it gives you places to jot it down at.
Typing
awesome.
Things.
Yes. Sorry, I just used to scratching notes. But okay. Well, thank you, Prudence, for your time, and we'll see you on the way back through, I'm sure.
Of course. Close the door on your way out.
Oh, there's a fucking door. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. I got it. And, yeah, I'll go back up.
Well, we'll jump back to Kay. Kay, I think I found the perfect thing. Actually,
Yay.
Vel says, I think I found the perfect thing. And she comes kind of waddling from one of the back rooms. And in her hands is this black hunk of metal. And she sets it up on the counter and kind of turns it around. And it's a helmet made of this very sturdy black metal. It has a very fearsome look to it. And she's like, check this out. This is great. Artorias, come here. I own you. Come here. and he walks over and she plops it on his head. And as she does, the eyes of the helmet begin to glow red, and this like almost this dark smoke seems to emanate, and it doesn't actually like spread. It just kind of puffs out of it. And she goes, now, you have to understand, we don't have a lot of Carnathi stuff in Nusaya. I mean, we were at war with them, but so we don't keep a lot of their stuff around. There's still a little bit of animosity. But that said, a lot of them did die in Saya, so we have their stuff from that. And this was brought into my old shop, which is now probably exploded or filled with trolls. I don't know. But it's what's called a dread helm, and it came off of a Carnathi commander, and it's really good. As you can see, it's very intimidating. And it's not that like particularly magical. It's very affordable. But no, I think that if you're looking for something nice, I think that this is chef's kiss.
Okay. I mean, that wouldn't rub anyone the wrong way, being given that, right? That would. I mean, saying this came from someone who died.
Yeah, but
Maybe I'll leave that part
everything
out.
came from something that died. You ever write on paper? Dead trees.
All of D&D is something that died, had it before.
Your
Okay.
gold probably belonged to somebody that died. I mean, maybe by natural causes, but still, death is part of the. I'm not going to circle of life this for you, but no, it's fine. It's something from Nusaya that also is a bit of Karnath, and it has the memory to it. It's also kind of utilitarian. You can, I mean, don't wear it around your family; it'll scare the shit out of them. But, like,
No. Okay. I think that's a very good idea.
if that's not what you're looking for, I can find something else if that's a little too iffy.
Well, it's practical and.
I think I've got a sword that drinks people's souls if you want that.
No, I think I'll stick with the helmet. That sounds scary.
Yeah, I mean it's a dread helm. It's because it's used, refurbished, whatever wording you want to use. It's only 15 gold.
Okay, I can do that.
All right. Well, it has been absolutely wonderful doing business with you. Have lots of fun terrifying the citizenry with your mortifying gaze. Yeah, don't wear it around children. I think, or old people. It tends to give them heart attacks.
Okay.
And then they die, and then their stuff goes to somebody else. See, I'm sorry. We're circle of life. Yes, the antelopes eat the grass, but when we die, we become the
D&D
grass.
Econ 101 right now.
Okay.
All right. So, okay, you now have a dread helm.
And what about the other things on my list?
I thought I saw one thing.
There's just, I sent you 2 things before that too.
Oh, you did. Okay, I didn't see that. Okay.
Those are
Let's see.
less like specific.
Okay. So yeah, I think when you're looking through the counter as well. So just to be clear here, nice jar and pocket watch. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, you can find a very ornate, sealed jar, very urn-like, but without a person in it.
This also belonged to somebody who died.
Everything I own.
Oh, it's that kind of store. This is a fence.
Yeah. So yeah, it's ceramic, but it actually, when you open it up, has a metal lining on the inside, and has some very ornate, ancient looking designs to it. Like, yeah, this was from ancient Saya. It's an heirloom, whatever. It's a jar. It's a gold piece for the jar. And yeah, we have, of course, the Decanus were very big in Saya, so a lot of them had pocket watches and all sorts of timekeeping devices to help them keep their schedules and whatnot. As I understand it, this belonged to one of them. It does actually have some very beautiful inlaying on the back, and you see it's one of the towers of New Science from Metrol. And yes, it's still keeping time. We got it out of the morning, so it didn't stop working or nothing. But yeah, it's got some little cocks inside, and it's very lovely. It's made of gold, so we're gonna say 2 gold pieces for that. Um, yeah, I think
That's
is that
it.
everything on your list?
Yep, that's it.
All right. Well, you've got a terrifying cat. You have a way to keep time, and a jar. So, should I call the police? Is this one of those, like, when you buy duct tape and a shovel sort of things? It's fine. We don't tell. We don't tell at our Twitter assortments, do we? No. We don't.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. You're cute. I like you. You should come back, buy more stuff, spend more gold. All right. Yeah, you have a good one. Tell your friends.
Okay. So peace out.
All right. Anything else from anyone?
Does this place have a pool?
I'm going to say that Prince Orgrav, seeing the peril of his people, probably didn't want, like, his lobby smelling like chlorine, or like to have the impoverished people on the streets just watching him, like, take a swan dive into his backyard pool. So no, there is no pool. I will say that there is probably a fountain. I think that's much more castle-like.
Pool in the back,
this
pond,
whole
pond out
time-
front. Pond would be good for you.
This whole time, Morag's just been like lying in the
moat.
sunshine next to a water feature, just kind of sunbathing and like journaling. And she's sketched the whole Warforged dreadnought. What was it called? Thing.
Titan.
She's sketched that all. She's wrote down all the stats of it, like just reporting in, and just kind of telling its weaknesses, its strengths that she observed. And every once in a while, not all the time, very rarely, usually, the hags might like write something back to her at Tom Riddle diary style. It kind of seeps red through the pages, so she just kind of watches and sunbathes and stuff like that. So that's what she's been doing.
Yeah. When you write of the Titan, you just see back interesting. And every now and then you'll get a question like how big and stuff like that. But yeah, Morag's just kind of like draping her feet over the drawbridge causeway. The moat is far beneath. You see there's an Otyug, which is kind of just trudging through and eating the garbage and waste.
I've been like throwing little bits down to it.
Like you're feeding the ducks.
Yeah.
It has one of those spiked tentacle arms that just keeps grabbing whatever you're tossing down. Okay, so Ramiel needs to be saved by a Pegasus. Morag needs to be saved by an Otyug.
My little stinky pet.
All right. Anything from anyone else?
Guess we'll head back to the castle and give our regards to the prince before we head out, right?
Yeah. So it's evening now.
Get that nap.
Yeah. The prince welcomes you all back. He's actually he says, I actually want to speak to all of you, in particular, Ramiel. You all were fantastic. Of course, if you will follow me, I have a few things I think that might aid you in your quest. And he guides you to the dining room again, and sitting on the table is the map, and he lays that out for you. Of course, the map is yours. It has several details. I didn't want to reveal them earlier, of course, for obvious reasons, but several of the Warforged Colossi are noted on here. The descriptions of the cities that remain are on here. And you actually see now that there are some definite changes to the maps that you would otherwise recognize from during or previous to the war. So now you can see that there is to the north of what is marked as the Mournland, it has a border drawn around it, what you would know as the smoke fog wall that you need to somehow get through. To the north is a jagged, almost cut in the map, and it says next to it the glowing chasm. To the south, basically surrounding the city of Making, and both to the north and south of it, is what looks like the drawing of a lake, but it says Glass Plateau. And then to the west of that, I'm sorry, to the east of that, is another what looks like it looks like water, but it's actually been colored with red ink, and it says Crimson Water. You see that a couple of the cities have actually been scratched off, that they don't exist anymore, or at least don't exist in a significant way. And then, yeah, like I said, there are a couple of X's that mark with names next to them of Warforged Colossi, which you've met a Warforged Titan, which is huge. Warforged Colossi are like Megazord big.
Which places were scratched out? Like actually.
You would see that Baron Keep has been scratched out, which is to the south. Tronish has been scratched out. And there's one, it's not X'd out, there's one line through Fort Bright. It just says, do not go.
Okay.
Well, we were going to the Argonth next to kind of get a last bit of information before we pick where we go in the morning, right? That's the plan.
Yeah, especially if you say that Prince Orgrev. Yes, absolutely. That's what I would recommend embarking from more than any other place. Especially, I would avoid anywhere south of here. That area is Dargoon. It is filled with hobgoblins who will kill or enslave you.
Yeah, they're a
Or
nation
both.
of mercenaries, right?
M-
Tribes.
Mercenaries, yes, but also warlords. These hobgoblins are less likely to be in service to any of the dragon-marked houses. These hobgoblins have tried to regain a kingdom of their own from Breland, so they're more likely to, like I said, enslave you. They're not likely to indenture themselves to anyone else. But yes, they'll, especially if you have an airship, they'll shoot you down, put you in shackles, and no one will ever see you again. So I would avoid Gorgonhorn, especially as well. That city, as I understand it, is constantly besieged by the horrifying things that come out of my former kingdom.
Why are these three scratched out then? Do they all fall within that area that he's just describing?
No, when you ask that, he says, as I understand it, of course not being there myself, these cities no longer exist. They were destroyed by the events of the Mourning, or at least they do not exist in a substantial way that could support life as we know it.
Hmm. Okay. Nuclear wasteland. Gotcha. Well, yeah.
And yeah, and so it says, so of course the map is for all of you. Any other information that could be filled in would be best asked of the Argonth. They, of course, are the true experts, more than any of us could ever be, in a very upsetting way, I suppose.
Can you point
But
us in their direction?
yes, absolutely. I do have coordinates with them. Thanks to our people through House Civis, we will be able to give you, especially through your airship, I believe that you... do you have navigation devices through your airship?
Yes, I think we
Yes,
do.
we do.
Okay.
We'll be able to give you coordinates based on your pace of travel.
I mean, I hope we have things that help us navigate.
You do.
Just flying
We do.
around blind.
We do.
But Ramiel, you are the clear champion of the fight, ending all of your combatants in a single fiery fell swoop. And for that, I wanted to give you a particular gift, the champion's gift. And we're going to Pokemon things a little bit here because he gestures to 3 stones that sit before you. These are heavily prized. You might actually recognize one of them. These are dragon shards. This he points to the one on the left is an Eberron dragon shard. The one in the middle is a Kyber dragon shard, and the one on the right is a Sybaris dragon shard. Are you familiar with dragon shards, Remy?
Well, I know the one that Nathaniel stays in.
Of course, yes. And that would most likely be a Kyber dragon shard. As we understand it, dragon shards are what is left from the 3 dragons that created our world and our existence. The Eberron dragon shards come from the world itself. Kyber dragon shards fall from the sky, and Kyber dragon shards are found deep beneath the earth in some of the more dangerous places, and Sybaris dragon shards fall from the sky. Each of them can do something different. In Eberron dragon shard is great as a magical foci. It can be ground up and used for alchemical purposes or magical. You can use it in place of a magical. What's the word I'm looking for?
Component?
Yes, thank you. So yes, it basically acts like a component. Kyber dragon shards are meant for binding. They are great for creating force fields or binding elementals. That's what Nathaniel, I believe, typically exists in. They're also great for use as phylacteries and other ways to trap and manipulate spirits or energies. And then Sybaris dragon shards are those which are most likely used for creating magical items. So if you're looking to create a magical item of your own, Sybaris dragon shard might not be a bad pick. But certainly, whatever you think might benefit you most, please take one.
Are you sure, Prince Wargrave? That sounds like quite a treasure to be taking from you.
No, this was the champion's bounty. You most certainly won that. And to be fair, I mean, to say that these are incredibly rare probably isn't totally fair. You have to think that every single airship, elemental galleon, lightning rail has a dragon shard in it. Nearly every magical item was forged from one. They're expensive, they're rare, but there will be more. I don't fear. Please take whichever you like.
Be careful though, because your rival's going to come in later and take the opposite type.
Smell you later. Ooh!
I always named him Fart Sniffer because he said "smell you later."
That's fair.
Oh no. I think she would go for the one that was said you could use it to make magical items, the third one.
Okay. A Sybaris dragon shard. So this one is, I believe it's amber. Yes, they're amber in color with swirling golden veins gleaming within. These dragon shards are used in the crafting of magical items that require dragon marks for attunement. Larger ones may be required for eldritch machines like the Mabaran Resonator that you dealt with before, or the creation of legendary items or artifacts. So this one isn't massive. I would say that you probably couldn't create a legendary artifact from it. But certainly you can use this. I guess you picked the Bulbasaur. You can use this to craft a magical item.
Okay. So take it and turn to Prince Orgrave and give him a big smile. And thank you very much, Prince Orgrave. You've been very kind to us since we came here.
course. And it's dangerous to go alone. Please take this. Yes.
All that.
Yeah. Yes. All of those things. You know. Da, 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 da.
Careful walking through tall grass.
You caught
Yeah.
Siber's dragon shard. Yes, and of course you're welcome. I believe that it's getting darker as we speak. You're welcome to eat and sleep here. And I assume you'll be leaving in the morning, or are you disembarking tonight?
She'll look at everyone.
Should we stay another evening? Well?
Yeah, we're not in any sort of hurry. It'd be rude to refuse the princess hospitality.
Okay, so then we'll stay again if that is all right with you, Prince Orgriv.
Of course.
Fuck yeah. Yep.
Well, of course, the same accommodations have been made for all of you. Should you need any additional healing, or should you need your armor polished, fixed, you of course have your rooms. Dinner will be ready in about an hour, and please make use of whatever you may need.
Okay.
What do I need? Mr. Cyrus, what do I need?
To get your ointment rubbing hands warmed up.
Fuck, I knew I was gonna come down to that.
Tiny little rubbing hands.
Rami, can you make me some magical hands with that?
That you don't have to rub the ointment
Yeah.
yourself anymore.
Yep. Just stand behind you as they...
I believe there are living gloves. Yeah, if you want some.
See?
They're made of
Ew.
chitin and sinew, and they pulse with a life of their own.
Ooh.
Ew.
Oh,
That sounds like
They-
something
I
more
mean,
I could be
oh,
into.
Right?
Yeah.
Is that a Dale Cure item?
It is.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you don't want that.
I'm gonna have to go look up weird items and stuff now.
Ugh.
Amy's gonna scurry away and have some business to attend to in her room
Hmm.
before dinner.
Okay, well... I'll just
And-
research stuff. Alchemy stuff from what Prudence gave me.
Okay. So Midge goes off to his room to do alchemical research on the organic materials retrieved from Prudence. Rami goes off to her room to do something secretive. Mourning, what are you doing?
Is the other team here? Is Icar's team around?
Einkar is kind of pacing around, but you haven't seen his team since that very first meeting.
And we
Hmm.
killed 2 of them, so
They were already dead.
yeah,
Yeah.
we re-killed 2 of them.
I don't know. I was gonna like challenge them to a volleyball game or something, but maybe not.
Like Top Gun style, like
Yeah.
shirtless volleyball in the hot sun.
I don't know. She's kind of been like just quiet and thoughtful, and the farther and she gets away from Droam, and the more she's able to be herself a little bit more. So, like usually she's to talk to the granny, she'd have to like wear a wreath of viscera around her shoulders and stuff, or they wouldn't even see her. And now she got to wash her hair, and it's a whole new perspective on life. So she's just kind of chilling and looking at pretty things and
Cool.
waiting for dinner.
Yeah, there's plenty of pretty things to look at. Like I described when you first got there, there's plenty of paintings, which Morag would be able to kind of tell from there where were recovered from New Sire, or maybe even were rescued during the Cataclysm, or from Sire, rather, during the Mourning. So there's, I mean, beautiful paintings of kind of the founding of the kingdom and important historical events. The main hall has a number of artifacts and things in it. And yeah, Morag's really just definitely letting her hair out and enjoying the beautiful things. The fortress has a number of beautiful things to look at.
I'll say as
Um,
everyone was like walking away, Cyrus was like, "Oh, Midge, what?" And then Midge like walked away and then, like looked at Rami. He was like, "Oh, Rami," and then she like walked away and he like looks over at Morag. And he's like, he like screws up his courage. He's like, "Hi, Morag. Would you like to look around the castle with me before we have dinner?"
Yes, I'm enjoying the paintings quite a lot. I myself like to draw, but I've never been able to paint before, so the paintings are especially nice.
Don't they have like purple troll's blood for which you used to paint in the Dram?
Yeah, the paints are usually meant more as like a arcane ritual style and not used to make anything of beauty or relative, not worth anything. None of these paintings do anything, or they're just adornments, which are useless to the grannies.
So you don't have art in Dram?
Not if it's not functional in some way.
So how did you learn how to draw?
Uh, Through my book of shadows, I was instructed to. Uh, she kind of catches herself because she's not really supposed to be divulging her like spy ways, probably that much. She's
Cyrus
like,
has experience cracking spies, so he's
yeah.
gonna put that in.
I make schematics and I draw herbs and things in my books, and
But
I
you've never
enjoy it.
drawn anything just to draw something beautiful?
Not usually. That's why I like these paintings so much. It
Hmm.
shows me that this could be done.
I have no eye for art, but the history of these paintings is very interesting to me.
Mhm. They show us pictures of something that is no longer living. We'll
In a way, it
go,
kind of preserves that thing forever, right?
yeah, until it's destroyed in a cataclysm.
Those seem pretty common in Khorvaire. Those darn cataclysms.
Yeah.
It's a normal conversation. And
Yep.
then, and then the cataclysm. Oh, yeah, they're doom and gloom. That's right.
Well, I guess I'll tour the grounds with Morag, and we'll chat and look at things while we wait.
All right. Well, I did want to jump back for a second. Morag did mention, wreaths of entrails, and it just makes me miss Christmas. But no, yeah, Morag, definitely the art here is definitely different than what you have in Droam. You certainly learned to draw, and while there are definitely beautiful paintings, the hags themselves tend to enjoy some beautiful things. And there are the various warlords who tend to collect things from other places. A lot of the paintings, their eyes tend to move as you're going past them, and Knoll expressionism uses a lot of blood, and most of it's just red on a white canvas, and it's been done before. Jeff, okay,
Yeah.
you've seen it before.
There's a Knoll out there named Jackson Pollock out there painting his masterpieces.
Yes,
Well,
yeah,
and-
just with the blood of his victims. Yeah,
Especially like Sora Katra, who's like the mouthpiece, the leader. She uses beauty as a weapon.
Mhm.
It's used to manipulate, and so it's not something that just is.
yes. Sorcerer very rarely takes her hag form, especially amongst dignitaries. She tends to form herself as a more beautiful younger woman,
Yeah.
and uses that to her advantage. So yeah, Morag would definitely know that. But yeah, as you're walking around, you see a number of beautiful paintings. Morag, you get caught up with one of them that seems particularly beautiful and moving, and Cyrus, you look over to realize that it's a mirror.
It's a very like ornate
This one is
framed
stunning.
mirror.
That's awesome.
Is Morag vain? I feel like she's not vain. She's like the opposite of vain.
Yeah, she just doesn't know what to feel. I think because like she, was a beauty is an affront to a hag. So
I don't know. It sounds like one of your hag grannies appreciates beautiful forms
she
if
doesn't
used.
appreciate it. She wields it like a dagger.
You could do the same, couldn't you?
Yeah. Do you think if I get hotter, then Terry will obey me a little bit more?
It couldn't hurt. I don't know what a Tanaruk finds attractive.
Yeah, maybe I'll ask him.
Corpses.
Yeah, burning hunks of spiked metal, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. I could shop around for other demons, I suppose.
Yeah. Do you know any other kinds of demons?
Well, generally, I just ask Sora Mena for a soldier, and she sends one through. So uh, I can ask her for someone different next time and see what she comes up with.
Might be good to try all of our options. You never know when a Terry won't be very helpful in a situation.
Yeah, and the suggestion spell is helpful for getting them to divulge their true name. And
I can always zone of truth it as well if you need help with that.
mhm, we'll see what we can come up with. I'll see what's available to me for next time, and we can customize our demons
I know
to the situation.
your spell slots are a little bit harder to come by.
Yeah.
Well, good job out there today. You babysat Pondus, and you summoned a foot soldier, and you eldritch blasted things, and I was worried what you might do, and you did well.
Thank you. I'm sorry you got so singed, but your husky voice is quite pleasing.
It comes with the territory of being a frontline knight. You get singed and acided on and demon viscera all over you. It's just kind of how things go when you're on the front line.
I'm sure from here on out things will get much stranger, and we might get singed a little bit more.
I wish we would just get singed. It sounds like the monsters of the morning all have crazy abilities and unpredictable patterns to them.
It's fascinating.
Glad your spirits are still high.
Maybe I'll find some demons out there that could be summoned.
Find
New.
an evolved demon.
Mm-hmm. One that isn't quite as resistant to my magic would be nice.
What do you think of the other members of our party? Curious to get your take.
Well, I'm quite proud of Rami. I think she's getting a little bit more spunky, which I enjoy. The meekness that she started out with was a little off-putting, but I like it with she shows a little bit more backbone. And
She has a lot of
Midge,
potential.
yes. Midge also has a lot of potential. I think he's we could push him to create a little bit more. He could be very useful. I'm sorry. It's hard for me not to speak of people as tools to be used because that's kind of what I am as well, and that's all I've ever seen people as.
Is this what you want for yourself? You ever thought of anything else? You could leave Droam, be your own person.
She kind of like pulls back her robe a little bit, and you can see the scars that are carved onto her flesh, and she's like, my grannies will always have me, I fear.
There's a lot of magic out there. I think you could find something if you wanted to be free of them. You could. Not that I'm saying it's bad that you work for them, just that it should be by your own volition and not forced upon you.
Maybe one day, but we'll take that as we come. We've got a mission right now to fulfill, and the next thing is still the next thing. First, we tackle the mourning.
Okay.
Alrighty. That was lovely. Hey, both of you take an inspiration point. That was lovely.
Ah.
This is the session that launched 1,000 ships. All right.
Yeah.
Midge, is there anything in particular that you were doing with your materials?
Boy, I mean, I can't top that, Don. Let's see here. As far as materials, no, I'm kind of just RPing the building towards my level 9 feature.
Sure.
And that's kind of why I've been really hammering the mutated stuff. Let's see.
We'll probably get to level 9 by the end of next session.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't planning on it right now, but I figured a little setting it up would be great.
Sure.
Boy, well, I'm not gonna go bother Rami because I don't know what the fuck's going on with her. And the other two are out and about. I'll do this. Yeah, maybe Whistler. Yeah, I'd love to see what Whistler's doing. So after I spend some time with this and get frustrated, and I just can't seem to keep any of the enzymes that I'm coming up with, can't seem to keep their half-life or their effectiveness any longer than a couple seconds. So maybe I need to decompress a little bit, get outside this box and go see Whistler.
Mhm.
I value him as a friend.
Yeah, you ask a passing attendant who informs you that he last saw the Warforged walking up the steps to the parapets.
It's funny, so funny that they call him the Warforged. Fine. I'll go up and take a look. See if Whistler's
And
up there.
yeah, standing. So the fortress of New Sire is built kind of on a hill. It's built with the mountains to its back, and it really does overlook the walled city. And as the sun is going down, Whistler is standing there, just looking out onto the last remnants of light that trace over the rooftops of the city. You see, even as you're walking out, several of the homes have smoke just now starting to pour from their chimneys, and it seems like the din of the city itself is kind of dying down quite a bit at this point.
Okay.
And he doesn't notice you.
Okay. Should I go behind him and grab him when he has his hands out? And no. Hey.
I feel like I can fly, Midge.
Sneak up behind him and tickle
you
him.
can, Whistler. You
Push
can.
him.
So hey, friend. Hey. Whistler.
Hello, Midge.
Hi.
Did you come to get some fresh air?
Yeah. I mean, I came to talk to you, but fresh air is definitely on the menu.
I don't breathe.
Sure. So I mean, it doesn't have to be on your menu. But
I don't eat either.
Yeah, I know. It's okay.
But menus are nice to look at. Sometimes they have pictures, which is nice.
Yeah. You don't have to justify those things to me. It's okay. It's okay.
I was just sharing. I'm sorry.
Oh no, it's quite okay. I just don't want you to have to feel that you have to. I know a lot of people don't understand you, and what you have to deal with. So yeah, you don't have to justify that stuff to me. I just wanted to see what are you doing? I mean, this is essentially our last night in New Sire, and yeah, you were pretty quiet today after the fight. So I was curious on yeah, what you've been up to. Everybody else seems to have their own thing going on. What's your thing?
I just like to come out and enjoy an evening sometimes. The weird thing about Warforged is that we were built to fight, but we were also built to last. And I don't know how many days on this world that I have. It might be only a handful more, or it might go for longer than anyone can remember. But what I like to do is try and remember each night as they pass. It gives me a sense of being where I am.
Okay.
But I am doing all right. The battle went fine. I think that Rami has a lot of power to her. It was incredibly impressive. And you were very ingenuitive with your illusory magics.
Oh shit! You saw through that too? Damn.
I mean, the hag was flipping everybody off for a hot second there.
Yeah, but God, she had such style though, such flair. Oh, okay. Yeah. I mean, that's my thing. I don't have near what Rami has. Holy fuck! I didn't even know Rami has what Rami has. I don't know if anybody did. We haven't seen that from her before. So yeah, useful. I just want to be useful, and thank you for acknowledging that, even though Mr. Cyrus didn't. But yeah, that's good, and you as well. We're up in the front lines, getting in their face. I thought that was great. I just keeps coming back to the thing where you think it's weird. You just said that a minute ago that it's weird that that you live so long, but yet you don't know, so you admire the evenings, which is great, by the way. But you're part of our crew now, and there's no weird. I mean, we're all fucking weird. Don't get me wrong. Bones. I'm just saying, kids' bones. Fuck. But
Morag has made me glad that I do not have them.
yes, you're safe. Safe. So super safe. I'm the size of a child, so I'm up and down about my safety, personal well-being.
Yes, you should not sleep alone.
I don't. Ahab protects my bones while I'm sleeping. So, but yeah, we want you to feel like you're part of the group, and when you say things like, "I know it's weird that I feel this certain way," want you to not have to feel like that. I know
It's
can't.
not a bad feeling. I just like to be as self-aware as possible.
Okay.
I am fully aware that what I am is new to this world. Midge, I'm not sure that this has been said. I was one of the first Warforged to gain sentience. Did you know that?
In like
Ever.
from the Canarith, like straight up OG first run Warforged.
The very first Warforged did not have sentience. They were as mindless as that Titan that we fought today.
Oh, okay.
They would march into battle in a formation with spears and swords, and they would fight as well as they could, as any clockwork machine might. But my creator, it was Merrick's father, who decided that we could be more than that. My name, Whistler, comes from him. He was the one. He used to whistle when he would work in his workshop. And one day, before even I can remember, I whistled his tune back. And it was then he realized that my people could learn that we could be more than just a fighting machine. He was the one that gave us a mind and a heart. And he gave me my name. I was the first Warforged to think for myself and forge my own path. So I'm not sad when I think about my people or what I am or what I might be or what I could be. I just like to be aware because I think that that's important.
Wow. I didn't know that you had gone through all that, and that you were, and indeed you've been around longer than most Warforges. That's great. That's good. That's an accomplishment.
It's why I chose to serve Merrick's. His father was in many ways my father.
Okay. So what is your, and excuse me if I'm not quite understanding your position, but what is your goal then after serving Merrick's? Is there anything beyond that?
No. And I think that is a good thing. I have a life to live, and I sometimes want to choose the unknown. I don't have any plans, and I think that is a plan in itself.
Okay. I can agree to that to a certain extent. That's a plan to serve somebody else's plan. Sure.
Midge, what are you scared of?
I mean, I actually wrote this down. I have a book of. It hasn't been published yet, but there is a lot of things I'm scared of. But you have to be narrower than that.
Well, you talk about Cyrus, and you worry about Pondus, and it seems like you fear that you don't belong, or that you will be forgotten. And that's not true.
I've already been forgotten, Whistler. I guess you weren't there. Yeah, I've been forgotten before, and that's a bad life. I don't know how to make it relevant to for you, but yeah, living on the street and the people that do it now. So I'm not special in any way, but the living on the street and having nothing and being nothing, especially once you've been something, and then to go to nothing. Yeah, that's not a good feeling. And I hope you never have to feel that, because you seem like a wonderful person, and I mean that as a compliment. Yeah, I don't want to go back to that. I'm not scared of being forgotten as I am being that person again. I don't want to be that person again.
Midge, I don't believe that you ever could. Look at all that you've done in just a few short days. Look at the bonds that you've made. You have friends, and you have done things that mean something. I don't think that even if you tried, you could ever be nothing again. And Midge, you are my friend, and I will make sure that you are always something to someone.
Oh, the feels. Holy fuck. All right. Regain composure. Okay. So, thank you first. Holy fuck, thank you. But I'm only something now, and I'm only here because of Mr. Cyrus.
That's not true.
But I wouldn't have got the invitation if it wasn't because of him. I wouldn't be here. He got me off the street. He kept me alive for months before this even happened.
You kept yourself off of the streets by your talents.
I mean,
he was just one to see them, that's all. It could have been anyone. And actually, I know you received an invitation of your own, which is why you are on this trip with us, this adventure. And Mr. Cyrus's other attendants are not. You were chosen for this.
I thought it was because I was his attendant that I got it. So you're saying that I got it for by myself?
Because you were you, yes.
Oh.
Your skills, your talents, your knowledge. That is why you were chosen by Merrick's. He saw something that we all see now. You are meant for better things.
Oh.
And also, you can look at it this way. If you succeed on this adventure, you will never want for anything again. You will be given endless resources and work for House Kenneth and research all of your alchemical artificer devices and concoctions. And if you fail, you'll be dead.
Wow. Yeah, there's some pretty definitive options there you have for me.
So you see, you have nothing to worry about.
You're right. Victory or dead. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow, that's a whole lot of perspective. I was not aware that I was chosen to come here because I was me and not because I was working for somebody else.
It's nice to have different perspectives. For example, I am much taller than you, so I have a different perspective in that sense. But you see things that I don't. I assume mice and dust.
And kneecaps. A shitload of kneecaps. Yes. And crotches. And let me tell you, some of those are fucked up. Just saying.
Oh.
Yours is fine. It's like a oily tinge. But yeah, other people's not so much.
I've heard it called Kendall.
Can't tell. Yeah, but we'll have a discussion about that another time.
Yes, discussing crotches is not appropriate. I learned that very early.
Yeah, I mean, it's okay in the medical sense, and we can have that sometime, but not with such a view, and not with such an evening as this. This is your ritual. I interrupted it. You gave me insight, and I hope I helped you out some. But I want to share this ritual of yours with you.
That would be nice.
Now, Midge will turn and stare at the sunset.
And you watch as the sun slowly drops beyond the horizon, and Midge makes a mental note to get the parenting book, Your Growing Warforged in You, to talk about Warforged puberty.
Yes. Oh, so many. Oh no, so many books to get.
All right. Well, Remy went to her room with a helmet, a jar, and a clock. She is clearly trying to build a Warforged of her own. Let's cut to Remy, or we can just cut to dinner if Remy wants to save her stuff for later.
She's gonna save her stuff till after dinner.
Okay. Well, dinner is served then, much as it was the night before. Icar is not there this
Sore
night.
loser.
Yeah, it seems like
Oh,
he
good.
has.
Cyrus won't get raging drunk again.
I can get raging drunk on my own.
By myself.
I don't need his help.
So yeah, Icar does not show up. It is you. There are you see a lot of the faces that you saw in the press box essentially before. You know, very stodgy older people, very fancy folk. But you are the ones that are seated closest to Prince Orberev, and you're served another lovely meal. You know, chitter chatter. If there's nothing y'all want to talk about during dinner, we can cut to after that. All right. So dinner served. You all make your way back to your rooms, and okay, then we'll cut to the next morning.
I have to try and maintain my concentration on Hans.
Let's do that.
It's always so much fun and so exciting. Let's see, so
Remy
he
is
makes
gonna
a
go.
wisdom save, which I think that fails. I think my wisdom save is 15 now. It is.
Okay.
So we didn't have our normal morning disaster like we usually do. So that's good.
That's good. We'll do that in the middle of the morning.
Remy is gonna go like after dinner once folks are settled down. She's gonna go see everybody after dinner.
Okay, so we'll cut back to the night
Individually,
before.
yeah.
We'll time.
Sorry.
Let's do the time hop again. Okay. So yes, dinner served, and you all are making your way back to your room as Remy kind of rushes ahead to get to her room. And I will let Kate take over from there.
I think first she's going to try to find Morag. I don't know how much time Morag's actually spending in a room since she doesn't sleep, but
Right, yeah, Mourning might be one of
She's-
the easier ones as she literally haunts the hallway.
She lurks and haunts around the
I
castle
think
at night.
for this night, her plan would be to sit in front of her favorite painting in the hall
Okay.
and just kind of like admire
You're-
it for 8 hours straight.
yeah,
I almost imagined that like
Or-
Morag starts the legend of like the castle being haunted. Like,
Right.
oh, I saw the white woman above
The
on the
lady in white.
parapets late at night. I believe
Yeah.
it was the deceased queen come to haunt us all.
Yeah, or maybe she like takes a couple pages and she's just kind of making sketches. Like at art school, I used to go to the art
Mhm.
museum and sit down and do some sketches in front of other paintings. So she's kind of doing that, practicing art.
I'm glad somebody else did that and it wasn't
Yeah.
just in movies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yes,
so
Remy,
she'll-
you find Morag sitting in front of her favorite painting.
She'll just kind of get down on her haunches next to her and do you like this one?
Yes, it's beautiful. I kind of think that I can't remember what the painting's called, but there's one where there's like a maiden leaning over us, like a staircase, and there's a knight like riding by, and she's handing him like a favor type thing.
I
Very
know the one you're talking
romantic.
about.
Yeah, so she's like in this kind of style, this chivalry type of style. Things are
She's-
different.
Huh. Morag, you gave me a gift earlier today, and I wanted to return the favor.
That's not necessary.
She just kind of has like her like little cloak she always wears like wrapped up around herself, and she's just gonna kind of like shrug it off with her elbows, and she's dressed.
Wow. That kind of gift, huh?
No child bones.
To be clear, my bones are from a 13-year-old maiden, so I don't know if that's a child.
Certain states yes, other states no, maybe.
I don't know how it works here in Khorvaire.
No.
She has the big urn, as Derek previously described. I imagine it has lots of dark colors, and he says there are lots of ancient-looking inscriptions and things on it. And she kind of oofs and sets it down. It has a bit of a heavier thud than one may imagine to it as it sits in front of Morag.
Wow, what is this?
Open it. The lid comes off if you adjust it like that.
Are there cookies? I open it.
She's just like, oh, no. It is just filled up with, like, packed dirt.
Oh. I sniff it.
You always said it's easier for you to do a lot of your magic if you have a connection to the earth. So I got you some you could take with you when we're in the air. Because they said we shouldn't land when we get into the morning. So we won't be able to get more.
Yes, this is perfect. This will help so much. I taste some of it. Ooh, good acidity.
She's just... I'm glad I picked out good kinds.
Yes, thank you. This is wonderful. It's good to be able to connect better with my patrons in some respects.
Well, just in case, if push comes to shove or there's an emergency.
Yes, thank
And
you.
then if you want, we could always just, I suppose, dump it out and put the dirt in a bag, and we could fill it with cookies instead. But
Cookies. Lots of cookies. This would also hold a great deal of blood, which might come in handy as well.
I hadn't thought of that.
But we'll use dirt in it for now.
Cookies, blood,
Dirt, whatever.
priorities.
The 3 food groups.
Yeah. Now that we've
The
covered
3
everything a jar can hold.
Those are the only things you can put in a jar.
Yeah.
She'll give Morag just like a quick little like hug.
Yeah, I hug her back.
Okay, I have a few more errands to make. Enjoy your painting.
You too, thank you. I pull the jar close to me.
Yeah. Morag, you have now gone full Jack Sparrow, and you have a jar of dirt.
Got a jar of dirt.
I thought it was thoughtful, even if Trell's teasing me in chat.
That was good.
Very thoughtful. All right. Yes. So, Rami, who are you looking for next?
Midge.
All right. Midge, where does Rami find you?
Probably after that thing with Whistler. Yeah,
This is after dinner, yeah.
Yeah, once dinner's served, the sun goes down, it's back to the room. Research time, unless Mr. Cyrus sends someone for me to do his nightly thing. Yeah, be in my room.
And she just comes up and knocks on the door and waits politely to be admitted in.
Yeah, can you get that for me, buddy? I'm right in the middle of something groundbreaking here.
Can I have open doors?
He'll go over.
You see a sharp thud on the other side.
Yeah. I would imagine he can open doors. I don't know.
Hell yeah. Give him a little like claw, like Lego hand. Like hell yeah.
So
Just blast through the doorknob.
damn it, I'm gonna have to pay Prince for that. Okay. Come in.
She'll walk in and
Midge, are you busy? I don't want to disturb you. I won't take up much of your time.
Yeah, just another minute. You can have a seat. Ahab, grab the moccasins, please. And Ahab flies by you a couple feet and on the floor, lands on the floor, and then slides himself across the floor. The little tiny ship homunculus slides himself across the floor and pushes this pair of slipper-like moccasins over to you. This is for your safety, so in case I spill anything on the floor, don't want you to get it on your shoes or your skin.
Oh, okay.
So step out of whatever shoes she would be wearing and step into those.
Yeah, there's about a half dozen deformed feet out there in Khorvaire because of walking through. But anyway, I'll be done. Hold on, and I'll just finish up what I'm doing, and then turn around and pull up the
pairs or half dozen total.
People's feet. Never mind. That's not nothing to worry about. You're safe. I've learned from mistakes. I'll slide over on my stool and get close to Rami. And what can I do for you?
She just has her hands cupped like this, and she's like,
I got you something.
Oh, okay. Is it a fireball? It's not a fireball, is it?
No.
I don't take those as well as Mr. Cyrus
I got
does.
that gift earlier, yeah.
Throughout the night, Rami
Gift
slowly
of
goes
time.
and murders all of her companions.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's that.
everything has like the timed like spell cast on it, so it's like it's a timed fireball.
Please tell
She
me I'm
walks away
wise.
from a burning inferno that used to be the keep as she walks to her airship.
Her airship.
I know. Come on, Nathaniel. We don't need those fuckers.
Nathaniel is a bad.
Let's go
influence on her.
collect other fire elementals.
She will open her hands, and there's just some little bundle wrapped in like some just little light like tissue paper. It's not very formally wrapped. It's honestly just kind of like folded up and like twisted shut. Just hold this little bundle out to him.
What's this? What's inside the tissue paper?
It's a little pocket watch with lots of, it's gold and it has some inlay and carvings on the back. And it has lots of, I imagine, as it's popped open, it's like kind of just like, hit the button and the face opens up. It has lots of exposed like interlocking gears on the actual face of the clock with the hands and all. It has a little chain attached.
Oh, well, look at that. Am I allowed to use this? Like for, like, what would you like me to use it for?
Well, it's yours, so I suppose you can do with it whatever you would like.
Well, I hear gifts. This would be the first gift I've ever gotten. Ever, I think.
Ever?
So, I think so. Yeah, maybe yeah. I think this is the first gift. That's where you give somebody something and you don't expect something in return, right?
Yes.
Your
Okay.
cards were in a gift, or they were an inheritance.
No, I earned those.
I'm
Sorry.
for that.
Morag slinks back into
Morag's like,
the
Actually,
fingers around
Rami
the-
was like hoping you would pay her for that.
Yeah.
Oh.
Selling you. I found this watch, man.
I thought you would like it.
I saw you opening your coat in the middle of the
Five
battle.
gold. Yeah.
I thought you could peddle it on the street.
I just thought you would like it. All the gears and clockwork made me think of you, so I thought you would like it.
No, I appreciate it. Yeah, I can get down with stuff like that.
I mean, absolute worst case, it does have some very fine pieces and all. Maybe you could use the pieces for things if you don't find yourself in need of a watch.
Well, I think I can find very good use for this very soon. So how about a watch for right now? And then if I can think of something else to repurpose it as, I will do so. And I'll not only do so, but I'll show you. And you can I can give you full credit for whatever happens after that.
We'll see about that.
It's gonna be good though, Rami. It's gonna be good. Thank you. I appreciate it. I've also been working a little bit at tinkering the gaudy necklace thing I made you yesterday. You don't need that, really. You don't. The one that Morg gave you, so effective. It's so weird that she could make something so effective. Fuck, it's so weird that she did that. But the but I will repurpose that and find you something something effective to use as well. Maybe, I don't know if it'll do with Nathaniel or not. Okay, go ahead. I'm sorry.
That's not, you don't have to make me anything, Mitch. I just wanted to give you a gift because we're friends now.
We are. Yeah, we are. We're all friends. Well, if Cyrus sells me off to the highest bidder, then we might not be friends. But
Derek, how much money can I get for Mitch?
Yeah,
I'm going to sell.
yeah.
I mean, what market are you? If you want to go down to Gorgonhorn, you could probably get a decent price for.
I'm going to sell him to that goblin lady.
Fucking hell.
He can work in her shop.
Damn it. She's too many thumbs. Well, I just mean with, if I get replaced, it doesn't matter. Either way, I've had a good fucking night, Rami. But you old enough to drink? Elves are super weird when it comes to age. You're all like...
I don't know how drinking ages.
It's almost like it's almost like a
12
team
or 700.
Yeah, it's almost like a Team Edward thing where I don't know, oh, you're all gleamy and pretty, but I don't know how old you are.
We established that she is an adult, and
Yeah,
I
she's
like
18.
to. Yeah, I like to imagine in a world like Eberron where you could die by owlbear at any second. Then maybe they're like, "Oh, it's okay, toddler, drink beer. Never know when you might be going out."
Yeah, it's everything's very European inspired. So
Yeah,
Those
I see
are the pain of
Karnath as being
existence.
European, so
you grow up with
drinking it-
beer.
Yeah.
Yeah, Karnath's one of its main exports is ale. They're giving ale to babies. They absolutely are.
Okay.
Well, the prince.
She has wine at dinner.
The prince furnished this place with wine. If you'd like, I can have Ahab bring us some wine, and we can discuss the stuff. Yeah, I want to. I know I don't need to give you a gift too, but I'd planned on it anyway. So
You're a very kind person, Mitch.
I need to figure out what you need. I'm sorry, I'm not really great on the sentiment thing without finding practical purpose.
Mm-hmm.
So if I change your watch into a flamethrower or transdimensional transportation device, take that as a compliment, because that is the that's how I hold it in high honor, is that I turn it into something.
Maybe we could work together on something. I did just get that new shard from the prince earlier. Is that something you would know how to work with?
Ooh, dragon shards? I know of dragon shards. I know how to mess with them, but I have never personally made something for myself of a dragon shard. That is top end stuff.
Maybe we could work on it together.
Yeah, I just need to know what you want out of it.
I don't know what I want or what I need.
Oh, okay.
We'll have to figure it out.
Yeah, we'll do that. We'll spend some time brainstorming. Do you know what a brainstorm is?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll have a community brainstorm. Yes.
Kyle,
Yeah.
she's an adult. She's not sick.
He doesn't know. He's never hung out with an elf teen.
She's only half elf, I think, right?
She's a half elf.
Yeah, half elf teen. Like, he has no idea.
Do you know what it means to think? Have you ever had a thought?
To be fair, maybe a brainstorm is like when mind flayers just start flinging brains from the skies. Or...
Right,
It's
everybody
raining
speaks
brains,
different languages, so
hallelujah.
the idioms might not translate.
Yeah. To him, it was street, then great life, doing research, and then street, and then Cyrus, and now this. So he has no idea people's education levels.
No, it's fine. I'm just...
Yeah. No, me. Yeah, player
Hello,
wise.
child. Do you know what books are?
Have you ever read a book?
Yeah.
This is grass.
Oh,
It's everywhere.
Midge is very socially awkward. I get the.
I love
impression.
Midge. It's fine. It's
Yep.
fine.
Yeah, he just doesn't know social norms are way above him. So he's okay. We'll brainstorm it up, and we fire off some ideas, and then we'll work on them. And I have a finger, and he holds up like the zombie finger or whatever that Prudence gave him.
She's just like, oh, back up.
Forgot you still had that.
Yeah. Sorry, I actually literally.
Is he
just
wearing
pulling...
gloves or is he just holding it?
No gloves. No gloves.
Midge can now count to 11.
Yes.
That's what the stat block for the
She
finger
will-
does.
Yeah, scratching his
Like-
head. With
Like-
the finger.
On whatever side he's not holding it, she'll like give him a little hug and.
Oh.
I have a few more things I need to do before the evening's out, but we should talk about things that maybe we could help each other make.
Yeah, it's fine. I'm planning on sneaking aboard the ship way before everybody else, so that I can claim an area to do such things. And
Oh,
if I
We
do,
should set up any supplies you need in there so you can have your own little. Well, it wouldn't be a basement lab, but it would be a lab somewhere on the ship that would look like the one in the basement.
ooh, that'd be great. Yeah.
Whatever you need.
Can you get it from the prince? Are you guys sleeping together?
What?
I heard it was shipped, and Ahab heard it was shipped. So, and Ahab is a ship.
Khorvaire.
Ahab's a ship, so I
Yeah,
trust
so
him.
a ship knows a ship when it sees it.
No.
Oh, okay. See, still makes me wonder if you're a child or not, because I would sleep with him, and I'm not a child. So
Those damn gossiping maids.
yeah,
Yeah.
just saying.
Well, there's gonna be more gossip, so it's fine.
Yeah.
She's
She has been going from room to room tonight.
she is
Yes.
going from room to room, and she's going to try to find Prince Orgrave at some point.
See the late night. Yes.
Yes,
Oh,
the
okay. I'll
last
just
one
finish
on
the
the
rest of this bottle. You can finish one with him. That's fine. We'll get.
Have
We'll,
a good night, Midge.
you too.
Bring any supplies onto the ship that you need.
Awesome. Thank you. Let the prince know I appreciate it for anything he donates. Ahab, I handled that well, right? I thought so too.
Ahab shakes its proud no.
Big morag, like his face, no.
Thomas the tank engine looking motherfucker. What do you mean no?
She's
Yeah,
gonna
speaking
go try
of, Midge has now taken on even more of a train conductor look as he has a gold chain pocket watch sticking out from what I imagine probably are overalls. But Midge, as you open it, you notice an inscription that even Remy didn't notice before. And on the inside face, it says, in words engraved there, it says, "Hope springs eternal." And springs is almost written like in italics, like whoever was writing that thought it was a joke. Clock humor, really?
Yeah, clock you.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's cute.
wow. Well, good. At least
I
it doesn't
like it.
say to my favorite daughter. That's great. That springs out.
My favorite daughter, Midge.
Yes. That would have been creepy.
Or actually, I could have gone another way with that. To my favorite son, Pondus.
Yeah, right. He hawked it.
Curse.
I
That would have
love
been,
Cyrus.
To pay for more
Yeah.
grave.
that would've been my side plot. No.
All right, Remy, where are you heading next?
She's gonna go try to find Cyrus.
Cyrus is
Alright.
probably in his room.
Okay.
As you approach, you see Hans standing guard
read.
outside.
She's gonna try to talk to Hans, like,
Is Cyrus or is Mr. Alderman in his room?
Hans kind of like snaps to attention, does sort of like a military half turn, and knocks on the door like 3 times, very succinctly. And Cyrus says, "Oh, enter, please. Show them in, Hans." And he opens the door for you, and stands aside, back at
Yeah.
attention.
she'll just okay and walk in.
Mr. Alderman, are you busy?
He's holding what looks like a token, like you'd get from a maiden. And he's like, "Oh no, I was just thinking about a friend of mine. What can I do for you, Remy?"
Well, I don't quite know how to explain this situation to you, Mr. Alderman.
Oh, you're talking
Um,
about the thing with the prince? Look,
What?
people have been spouting these rumors.
What?
I don't believe them.
No, this has nothing to do with the prince.
Oh, I mean,
Um,
his station is pretty high. I mean, you couldn't do much better.
I hope
I
this
fully
isn't offensive or
support-
anything to you, Mr. Alderman. I wasn't sure, but you were talking about how you missed your family in your home, so I got you something that might hopefully remind you of your home in a good way.
You got me a gift?
Yes?
Oh, that's not offensive at all.
Well, I hope it isn't.
She's just like, again, like kind of just like it's just more haphazardly like draped with like some sort of paper or something. She just kind of like offers it out to him.
I'll take it gingerly and unpaper it.
It is the very creepy dread helmet that Derek was describing earlier.
What would Cyrus know about this helmet?
Dread helms were particularly handed out early in the war, and actually they're still kind of commonplace between the higher echelons of Karnath, the military strata. They're not passed around as much anymore. It's kind of like the old guard, very much like a World War I uniform to a World War II uniform, similar but not the same. But a dread helm was popular with the upper echelons because it was a surefire way to make sure that everyone under you feared and respected you by magic. Yeah, a dread helm, when worn and activated, has the eyes glow, and like I said, smoke kind of comes out of the mouth of it. It has a very terrifying visage to it in general. And it's a common item, but I always figured that if you're using it to intimidate, you probably have an advantage with it. So, yeah, it was a good way to intimidate and keep people in line.
So Cyrus knows like exactly what it is and has seen one before, probably.
Yeah, like this would be something that Cyrus's grandfather probably had with his armor.
So Cyrus is like super excited about this. He's like, "Oh, I used to wear Grandpa Pop's dread helm all the time when I was a little kid.
Used to scare the dog and
yeah."
They're kind of scary. But I hope it's a good
he's
thing.
not wearing his armor at the moment, but he puts it on anyways, and it looks kind of funny because it's the only armored part of him. And he stands up and he's like standing very like intimidatingly, and he's like, "Well, how do I look?"
Very imposing, Mr. Alderman.
I always dreamed that one day I'd have a distinguished military career that would award me one of these on my own merit, but since the wars ended, I guess probably didn't have a chance at that anymore.
Well, you're doing a lot of work here, and I suppose I have no station or rank to award you anything, but it found its way to you.
He takes the helmet off and holds it in one hand. He gets down on one knee in front of you, and he says, "I accept this commission from my superior officer, chief pilot of the Morning Star airship."
She'll like grin really big at him and try to do some cute like ceremonial, like as if she had like a sword to like properly like knight him. She's doing it with her
I vow
hand.
to serve under your orders and administer to my troops as fitting my station. And then he like rises and gives you a little hug.
She'll like give him a squeeze, like,
I'm really glad you like it. I was worried that it would be offensive somehow. I don't know much about Karnath.
To be honest, it's not at all. It's kind of a strange gift to get from a friend, but it's the thought that counts, really. You were thinking of me, and I'll wear it with pride.
Just like
I'm
Karnath
glad.
Christmas, just
Yeah, here's a
There's
scary,
fewer
creepy
bones.
helmet.
Yeah. There's a skeleton outside the door. It's just like grandma's.
Right.
there was a skull in the helmet, but I got rid of it. Sorry.
Oh, thanks for that. Well, thank you very much, Remy. It was a pleasure spending time with you today.
I'm glad that we did. It was very nice. Thank you, Mr. Alderman.
Oh, and Remy, work on your aim a little bit, please.
I'm sorry.
With the methods, at least, and perhaps the fireballs.
I'm sorry. I will do better.
And the very last stop she's going to make is to was it like the library or a study where she found Prince Orgrave the evening before?
All of the party members stick their heads out their doors.
It's like, where's she going? What's she doing?
Who's she gonna go visit now?
Yes, it is very much Beauty and the Beast. You were all singing a song like, there must be something there that wasn't there before.
All this time.
Meanwhile,
Yeah, that's probably more
Fine.
appropriate. You are going to the library. He's dressed in like a blue vest, and he's somehow turned into some anthropomorphic monster beast, but he's still hot. Hotter
was-
than he was as a human, surprisingly.
It was the mists from the morning did that
Yeah, I
to
was
him.
about to say he had a little bit of time in the.
Yeah, that's the secret. He turns into a beast at night. Now you know.
Mhm.
No, yes, he's sitting there again. He's much more composed than the night before, but you kind of get the feeling this is where he likes to spend his evenings amongst the knowledge, the collected knowledge of his people, and there's a number of other artifacts and paintings and personable things in this room that make it very comfortable. And yeah, you knock on the door, and once again he answers. He says, "Oh, Lemuel, yeah, please come in."
I won't take up much of your time, Prince Orgrave. I just,
no.
we are going to be leaving rather early in the morning, I expect, and I did not know if I would have the chance to give this to you before, but I'm going to give it to you now just in case, and I ask that you do not open it until after we leave.
She's just going to have a little like letter that she probably had to borrow some sealing wax from someone just to like seal it and just hand it to him.
Of course, I'll honor that request. Remiel, I'm sorry that I don't have anything to give you right now.
No, don't be sorry. It's not. You're not supposed to just give someone something because they gave you something, and it's just a letter. It's not anything.
It's something. Not nothing. Remiel, thank you again for being someone I could talk to. I can't remember if I mentioned this before, but that is a rare thing for a prince to come by, and you are a very special person. I hope that you know that.
You're very kind to say so, Prince Orgrave. Thank you for having us these past few days, and thank you for your generosity and your kindness, and for the map and the dragon shard and everything.
You earned every second of it. I don't think any of it necessarily was a gift. You and your friends have made yourselves always welcome in New Sire. And should you ever be looking for a home, New Sire will always be that for you. For all of you.
That's a very kind and generous offer, sir. Well, I'm going to try to go to bed now, but have a good evening, and thank you again.
And she will try to just like hug and then just like scamper away.
He hugs you back. It's proper, but
Yeah.
earnest.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, he goes to open the door for you and wishes you a good night. And yeah, is there anything else anyone wanted to do? Finish up the night. Okay. Well, we are just about the end of our session now, so we will pick up in the morning. Not the morn land, fortunately. You didn't teleport there overnight, which is good for all of you. But yes, we will say that Hans is still under Cyrus's control, and we'll pick up there as you all disembark for the Argonth, and we'll pick up there from next time. So, thank you, everyone. We're going to end our session here since we ran just a little bit over, and we appreciate, as always, you sticking around to see the end of our sessions. It means a lot to us. We love having you all along. And with that said, let's go ahead and finish out by talking to our players. So let's start with Jillian.
Yeah. I'm Jillian. Another amazing game. It took a lot for me not to message what's it, Icar, and be like at 2 a.m. be like, "Hey, you up?" but I resisted.
Can you do that with House Civis and send a "Hey, you up" letter to somebody?
Scry where Icar is.
I got the message cantrip, so if he's is within 120 feet. Okay. Anyways, another great game. I'm Jillian Midgard. I make art, Dungeons and Dragons, Pathfinder centric art. Check me out, Jillian of Midgard or Jill of Midgard on Twitter.
Wonderful. All right, Nate. You know a lot about Jill.
I've heard of her once or twice. She seems
Seen her around the house.
She seems all right. Yeah, I'm Nate. I'm playing Cyrus, and it's kind of weird to role play with my wife. That was an interesting session there. Typically, we take little jabs at each other instead during D&D, so this was some wholesome family fun, which I enjoyed a lot. I'm glad we had that opportunity to do that. Same with Kay. I got to get some time with Kyle so we can do some Midge Cyrus buddy cop movie stuff. But yeah, it was a great session. I'm looking forward to what's next already.
Awesome. Yeah, some fantastic RP, especially from Cyrus in this session. Very RP heavy episode, which I always love. Love seeing the interactions you guys have, the conversations that you have. And speaking of being amazing at RP, okay.
You're so nice to me, Derek. Hi, everyone. I'm Kay at ironic_cupcake on Twitch and Twitter. I had so much fun today, as I always do, and I always say it, but it's never not true. I gotta be honest, I felt so fucking cool killing that Titan today. Like, holy shit. I had been waiting. I was talking to my boyfriend like all this week. I'm like, I got Fireball when I leveled up last week. I am going to use that. And I've been thinking about it all week. I'm really glad almost everyone had some like one-on-one like role play time. It was all top tier, all amazing. Also, I'm not quite sure how I feel about the Orgrave Rami ship. We'll see how grizzled she is when she returns from the Mourning. I mean, like, I like it, but we'll see. Like,
as with any ship, it's not up to you; it's up to the fans to decide.
Yeah. Okay. Like, this is what the texting, like, you know, text like Rami Rami Orgrave if you ship it.
There's quite a few ships in this. There's those
Ramgrave?
Rami Orgrave.
Is that your ship name, Ramgrave?
Morag and Cyrus had a little thing today. Whistler and Midge. You know,
I ship Whistler and Midge. He can be like his mech suit. Like Whistler can be Midge's mech suit.
Oh my gosh.
Inside.
Yeah, you want to be inside of Whistler, huh?
Yeah.
All right.
But maybe Rami will have some like PTSD in common with him when she gets back
Oh.
or something.
That'll be nice. A nice thing for you to share.
we have the same internal scars.
You want to know how bad I am? I actually wrote the letter she gave him, so I'll send that in Discord later. But
I look forward to that. Very
As
much
for-
look forward to that.
As for plugs, I am guesting on the Arcana Code on Twitch in the Enigma Syndicate campaign this month. I am playing Captain Siobhan Buchanan of the Griffin Guard. It is every Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. Mountain Time. It is so much fun. I got to play with Kyle this last week. He said my character had a hairy ass, and it's a great game, and I love getting to be so into character. I'm doing a stupid accent, and I am so rude and sassy to everybody. So, like, you should come check it out.
Absolutely. It's a phenomenal show. I caught a little bit of it last time. And that leaves us with Kyle.
Yeah. Speaking of shipping it, yeah, I shipped that show. Arcana Code, Kyle, who is a friend of the community. Yeah, like Kay said, Arcana Code, great show on Tuesdays. So yeah, just me from Midge standpoint. Wow, Derek, you facilitated a very wonderful team building show. This was great. This was wonderful. I don't think Midge had ever planned on talking to Morag ever, at least not alone without supervision and
For his own safety.
Protection.
Without armed guards around. So that facilitated a wonderful thing, and Kay, you took initiative and facilitated moments with all of us. So that's really good, and just had a wonderful time, and you managed to make a fucking robot man hit me in the feels, so that was pretty cool. Thank you very much to everybody, and to Derek for running this. Derek, go ahead and do your thing, and then I'll do the channel ship.
Yeah, I will say that I did not plan this at all as an RP heavy episode. I didn't know if you guys would just hop on the ship and go to the Argonth. I was totally ready for that. So this being an interactive team building episode, an RP episode, was completely on all of you. Nate, you did a lot to build that, which I really appreciate. Kay, you as well. So yeah, I love the interactions you guys have because it's great to play off of you. You all make just fantastic decisions. That really make the story more interesting for me as a DM. That said, hi everybody. I am Derek Sword. I'm DSword16 on Twitter, Discord, and Twitch. You can find me, every other Tuesday on Uncanny Adventures, where I play in a Call of Cthulhu Old West game, Shadows over Stillwater. I play a Civil War veteran named Solomon Hanson, and they just found a whole bunch of snake people that he shot right in the fucking face. So come on by and one of the people went into a hole where the snake people were, and they're getting pulled through. It's going to be a mess. And that is not. It's every other Tuesday, so not this Tuesday, but next. I am here every Saturday, of course, where I DM this Eberron game, which I absolutely love more than anything. And I am also the co-host, one of three amazing co-hosts of the podcast Monster Crush, where we talk about monster genitalia and dating different types of cryptids, and if the Mothman is good at French kissing, we'll figure it out. I think we asked recently if the Loch Ness Monster is into butt stuff. Listen, and maybe you'll find out the answer to that. I don't know. But yes, definitely check that out where podcasts are found, and you can rate, review, and subscribe. We always appreciate that, and we will read our positive reviews on the show. That said, it's always been incredible being your DM. I absolutely love this game. I love these players, and it's an absolute treasure getting to do this once a week, all of you. So that's it for me.
Okay, I'm dropping the links that I forgot to drop. Trying to catch up. Fuck. Damn it. All right. So
keep talking if you need. Dogs are great.
Minute.
I have great dogs. You can check them out. Actually, they have their own Instagram. I haven't posted there in a while, but we traveled a lot. My dogs did all the traveling with us, so there's some great shots of them. My dog got to pee on the Alamo, which is illegal, but he did it anyway. And that's at Sword Dogs. I think it's Sword_Dogs. So check that out, Saxon and Willow, and all their adventures through Knoxville, West Virginia, Idaho, Wyoming, Texas, St. Louis, and Illinois.
My dogs got to pee in the Alamo?
Yeah, one of them did. Yeah, he walked around at Christmas time because I was there at Christmas, which is weird in Texas for me being from Ohio, Midwesterner in Texas where it doesn't snow. It's odd.
Yeah.
Never thought I'd be jealous of a dog. But
yeah. Wow, I want. You know what? All right, next stream's from the Alamo.
We're all gonna pee on it.
Gotta pee on the Alamo. So that's our reunion stream. Shade and Cinder reunion stream. Alamo. Yeah.
We're all getting arrested.
Yes, we're all going down for this. Awesome. So, thank you, Derek, so much for for the amount of effort and work you put into this. It definitely shows through. And for giving us all a great time. I look forward to this every weekend. This is so good. This is so good. It's like the only game I get to drink during when I get to play. So hooray for that. Although I got to go to work in a little bit. So yeah. But anyway, thank you for joining us, everyone. Wow. Octave and Trell and everybody who joined us today. Thank you, Achilles, for the follow. Thank you, everybody, for all your support. Just hanging out with us. It's great. So we'll be back again on Wednesday for our desert adventure campaign, Strands of the Sun. I'll be DMing that. And then next Friday for our one shot. I haven't quite announced it in the Discord group yet. So come join our Discord group. We do one shots almost every Friday. It's like 2 or 3 Fridays out of the month. And we take signups from that. It's a community game. So we'll take signups for that. And just basically, good luck out there. Shit's tough right now. And everybody take care of each other. Take care of yourselves. And
wash your hands.
Wash your fucking hands.
Wash your hands. Social distance. Support your essential workers.
Especially after watching this episode of our stream. Make sure you go wash your hands.
This should make you want to wash your hands all the fucking time.
We're filthy. We're trash monsters. Go wash your hands.
We're dirty.
Don't touch your face.
So let's before you wash your hands, before you walk away from your computer or phone and wash your hands, why don't we swing over to the plot hunters? Community member Satan's over there. Was she? Yes. Okay. And they're a very cool TTRPG group. So swing over to plot hunters. We'll check them out. We'll do a little raid. We'll see everybody next time. Thank you so much. Have a great evening.